Chiropractic is proud to support their local athletes. At Hancock Chiropractic in Salina, they believe in keeping their community strong and healthy, just like their student athletes. Whether you're recovering from a tough game or looking to stay at your best, they are here to help you move better and feel better. Call Hancock Chiropractic, 785-827-0354, or schedule online. Hancock Chiropractic, where health meets performance.
Running out of time for laundry? Let Laundry Technicians of Salina help you. Our premier wash and fold service offers convenient same-day or 24-hour turnaround options. Simply drop off your laundry and pick it up fresh and folded, giving you more time for what really matters. Whether you're back from a trip, swamped at work, or caught off guard by an unexpected event, we've got your laundry covered. Visit Stella at Laundry Technicians in Craft Manor today and experience how we simplify your life one load at a time.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Basketball on KINA.
Back here at Southeast of Saline, Devin Haney along with Tyler Smith in the Equity Bank broadcast booth as we get ready to open a hoop season here, Southeast of Saline at home to take on the Hesston Swathers. Let's look at the Southeast of Saline team, and let's get to know them a little bit here, Tyler. This is a team that, again, you lose the major trifecta of three girls that have been playing since they were freshmen. Big Shot Brielle, she graduates. Lexi Jacobson graduates, and along with Maddie Harris, who basically held down that point position for you for 4 years. So now you're looking around, right? You automatically go to the returners, and that is led by Abigail Pearson. Abba, a 5'7" junior. She's coming off of a sophomore year where she had 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 1.5 assists. But also there were some nice supporting pieces that we saw grow into basketball players last year, like Addison Rohr, who's pretty much in the starting lineup all year. Her rebounding is really what was impressive. 6 rebounds a game for her. She averaged about 4 points scoring. That got better as the season went along. Also, Sutton Douglas. It seemed like whenever Sutton hit the floor, something good was going to happen for Southeast of Saline. Looking forward to seeing her. Of course, the fantastic freshman last year, Reagan Duran, and all of her athleticism. So you have those girls, but now you have an injection, too, of more sophomores and some freshmen as well, which is rare to see at Southeast of Saline. It seems like what Shauna said, it's a 4-year cycle. Now you get an injection of freshmen, and that's been fortunate.
Yeah, it really has been, and I think that's something, and seeing, it was great, a great article from Tyler Henry in the Salina Post, just reading back on that and saying, like, Shauna's not panicking. Obviously you lost 3 just stalwarts in this lineup, but you have a senior in Sarah Feldman that is going to do a lot. We've seen Addison Rohr do. When Sarah Feldman comes to the game, she knows exactly what needs to be done. She's going to do the correct thing. She's going to move the ball to the correct person. Her defensive alignment's always going to be great. You're going to see Eliana Smith. You're going to see Charlotte Knopf. You're going to see those bigs, and it's going to be really interesting. And both these girls are 6 foot tall and athletic. They can fly up and down the floor. They can do things for you offensively and defensively. It'll be interesting to see how long their stints last. Their stints won't last long. They'll come in. They'll be in for quick moments. We'll see if they can just disrupt the defense. And then there's 2 freshmen all of a sudden that have kind of really sparkled. And they sparkled on Tuesday night in the Jamboree. It's Reese Heinrich. It's Kaya Samuelson. There's just some speed and athleticism. And if you're used to watching Southeast Saline Trojan basketball, you're used to seeing the girls get up and down the floor. That's one thing that you thought maybe if you lose Lexi, you'll lose Brielle, and you lose Maddie, maybe you're going to have to slow the game down and play things a little bit different. If you have Kaya and you have Reese in the game, nothing will be slow. These 2 girls are quick. They're extremely aggressive. I'm excited to see what these 2 do tonight. It's a pre-test before your final test. So this is a Hesston team. We've said #1 team in the state. You would love to see them in the sub-state final, sub-state whenever it is. But this is your pre-test. You see what you can do because you hope to see them later on in the season, as the postseason is getting ready to begin.
So there was a basketball jamboree that you referred to a week ago here in the gym, and I always kind of look around and I always pay attention to kind of who are you inviting in and who are you going to participate in a jamboree with. And Southeast of Saline now 2 years in a row, they have not downgraded or went to a lower class or went to somebody that just happens to be local. They've looked for the best in their jamboree opponents.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, on Tuesday night, it was Great Bend and it was Salina Central. And again, we don't need to talk about basketball prowess. You want to talk about Great Bend, you want to talk about Salina Central. We know what Salina Central's done in the last 10 years on the 5A side. I mean, they're one of the top teams, multiple state tournament runs, and it's creating that competition. It's getting real life officials. The Jamboree is a fun time to see what your kids can do, and it's real life basketball. I think at some point you just practice so much against yourself, and now you're going to get real time opponents in there, and no scores are kept. If you want to look at the Jamboree rules, we won't get into that right now, but no scores kept, clocks kept, real life officials. And I think the Southeast team, especially the younger girls, got a lot of experience that night.
Yeah, that's always a great experience. I'm glad the basketball side of the sport started doing that along with the football that's done it for years. So the Southeast of Saline team, they come in, they have their first home game now. They will focus here on the Hesston Lady Swathers as we get a chance to meet our starting lineups for tonight, as we're about 2 minutes away here from tip-off. The starters this evening for game number 1, brought to you by Dr. Andrew Westbrook at Maury Clinic Sports Medicine. Visit Dr. Westbrook and his sports injury walk-in clinic every Monday and Thursday mornings for your sports injuries. And maybe you're out jogging or something, you got something that's nagging you a little bit, just go see Dr. Andrew Westbrook. He has a walk-in clinic at Maury Clinic in Salina. Let's first go over the Hesston Lady Swathers. Again, they are under the direction of veteran head coach in his 18th season at Hesston, Matt Richardson. 340 wins, 99 losses. They will start Kendall Brugan, a 5'10 senior, averaging 22.2 points a game a season ago. She also grabbed 7 rebounds and dished out 3.5 steals per contest. With her in the starting lineup, 5'3 junior Callie Yoder. She's a returning starter as well, 6 points a game and 3 assists per contest. Couple of more returning starters and a couple of seniors. Abby Proctor, a 5'10 senior, 10.5 points per game, also 5 rebounds. Casey Mason, a 5'8 senior, 6.5 points a game last year as a junior. And Ava McGill, a 5'6 senior, averaged 2.5 points per game. She is also a returning starter for this team that last year went 22-4, went through the state tournament, finished 2-1, lost the championship game to Silver Lake down in Hutchinson. Now for Southeast of Saline's Lady Trojans. They're under the direction of head coach Shauna Smith in her 9th season. She is assisted this year by Steve Reedy and Kylie Holmes. Last year they were 15-6, and they will put a starting lineup out that looks like this. Reese Heinrich, the 5'1 freshman point guard. Her first varsity start, obviously, here tonight as a freshman. Also in the starting lineup tonight will be Addison Rohr, a 5'7 senior. Last season, Addison Rohr, 4 points a game, 6 rebounds. Sutton Douglas, a 5'7 junior, 2.5 points per game, 2.5 rebounds a year ago. Reagan Duran, the sensational sophomore, 5'5". She averaged 3 points a game and a rebound a contest a year ago. And Abigail Pearson, Abba, a 5'7 junior, averaged 8.5 points per game and also 4 rebounds, 2 assists per contest. Once again, that is for Shauna Smith and the Southeast of Saline Trojans that come in 15-6 from a year ago. Shauna Smith in her 9th season with Steve Reedy assisting, and also new assistant on the staff is Kylie Holmes. Just getting ready here for the national anthem. We'll keep it right here at Southeast of Saline, and we will enjoy the national anthem that is going to be sang courtside.
Good luck to both teams. At this time, I ask that you please stand, remove your hat, and place your hand over your heart as the Southeast Saline freshman Olivia Swenson sings our national anthem.
talked about it before, Tyler. There is no shortage of sensational national anthem singers at Southeast of Saline, and another one here this evening to get us kicked off here for this new basketball season.
Yeah, it's one of the highlights of the night, right? Like we get started in the right way. Gosh darn, Devin Haney, it's fun to be back on the hardwood. I know that you haven't had much of a break. Some of us have, but it's fun to be back.
Olivia Swinson there on the national anthem for Southeast of Saline. Courtside, Jathan Show on the PA. Right now introducing the starting lineups to this crowd that's still filing in here. First Friday of December, and we are ready to roll. For Southeast of Saline, just to give you a preview on what's going to happen here before the holiday break, just 4 games before the holiday break. A little bit different. Usually we slide Smoky Valley in there. That schedule didn't work out. They will play later in the season. That will be in January now. I'm going to warn you right now. Get the car gassed up. Get the gas cards ready. It's going to be a busy January for Southeast of Saline basketball. Most of those games being on the road. Here before break, though, we'll go 2-2. It will start here tonight, of course, with Hesston. Then we will go on the road, just a short ways down the road, into Dickinson County to play at Abilene coming up on Tuesday. 1 week from tonight, we will have Beloit back here in the Purple Palace. So some of the schedules, that kind of went back and forth, but it has been solidified now. The ADs got together, and AD Doug told me today it is going to be here at home next Friday night here. And then, of course, Hillsboro on the road will be right before break, and that is on December 19th. That is actually a Thursday. So get that in your planner and in your phone as well, and be ready to follow Southeast of Saline basketball. Tyler, we're about ready to go here, my friend. Your new image audio, keys to success tonight for the Lady Trojans.
It's all about how you absorb the blow, right? Like tonight, you're going to get punched in the face, and how do you come back from that? My favorite thing, when Hesston went on their state tournament run last year, Coach Smith took a group of 8th graders because a lot of her high school players were participating in spring sports. She took them to the state tournament. And I don't think they understood why they're going to the state tournament. They went and watched Hesston specifically. And she said, this is who you guys are playing game 1. And it was Reese. It was Kaya. I know there's another group with them. They've seen this team play. They understood the situation. You're going to watch, like Motor City Dan Campbell if you're an NFL fan. These girls will bite ankles. They'll go after. There's going to be no lack of effort from these 2 freshmen. They're ready for the moment. Let's go.
Well, they're lined up for the jump ball correctly. Hesston's going to win it here. Hesston wearing black jerseys, trimmed in red, a little bit of white, and a scoop to the basket. And the first basket of the game belongs to Kendall Brugan. No shock there as she went to the rack on the left-hand side, was able to scoop it in. Hesston wearing those black jerseys, trimmed in white and red. Southeast of Saline in their home unis. That's the white uni trimmed in purple. As you can see, this game also paired with the radio broadcast video on SalinaPost.com. That is brought to you by L&L Advisors.
Well, and you saw Duran immediately on Brugan, and I don't know if that's going to be the matchup that goes on all night, but just Brugan did a great job just going to the rack. Nice finish with the right hand on the left side.
Here's Abba Pearson on the right-hand side. She dances with the dribble, snaps it between her legs. Now she's going to get to the baseline, kicks it out. First shot of the game for Southeast of Saline's off the front rim, and that's by Reese Heinrich, the freshman point guard. Here's a run out now by Hesston. Southeast not back initially on their transition defense, but they do catch up and force Hesston now to set up offense. Abba Pearson comes out. She will grab Brugan this time on the defensive end for Southeast.
And this is the matchup I thought that we'd see. I thought we're going to see Pearson on Brugan. I mean, we can talk about all these players. It's Pearson. Pearson's the one that makes this go, as we see a great finish right there from Proctor. It looks like Rohr got her with the arm, but it's Proctor and Brugan. Those will be your 2 offensive stars for the Swathers.
Nice move that time on the right-hand side of the lane by Abby Proctor. She took a power dribble and kind of got in underneath the arm of Addison Rohr, drew the foul. The basketball went in off the backboard, a chance to add 1 and get that 3-point play, and she does. Early 5-0 start here for the Hesston Lady Swathers. Southeast of Saline now has it back on their second possession.
And if you remember last season, it was Proctor that went off to a huge first-half start. I mean, she was just so explosive in the first half. Really tough for Southeast to come back from what she did in the first half.
Duran with a right-hand 3. Heinrich came in, tried to get the offensive rebound. She was knocked to the floor. Hesston has it, and in their secondary break, travel with the basketball for the first turnover of the game.
Yeah, and those are one of those quick turnovers, and you don't call those things normally when you're just like at practice, whatever, the feet went a little bit quicker. You saw right there, Kelly Yoder, that's what's fun about a jamboree. The officials call those things, and hopefully Southeast has learned from that.
This foul will go against Callie Yoder. First foul for Hesston. We're evened up on the foul count, 1-1. 6:39 left to go. We are just underway, 5-0. Hesston leading here early on. Inbounds play goes from Duran into Reese Heinrich. Heinrich now will sling it left to Pearson. Pearson looked like she might be teeing it up for a three there, but then she'll swing it around, ends up with Heinrich on the right-hand wing. Heinrich now hands it back off to Pearson. Pearson wants to drive baseline, finds a soft spot in the defense. She'll let it fly, and she'll bury the 15-footer. Short corner baseline, first basket of the season for Abba Pearson.
Well, and that's something we've seen in Abba's freshman and sophomore year. She loves the baseline. Nice little soft 10-footer on the baseline. Great finish from Pearson.
Here's a shot in the lane, right inside the free throw line that's no good, but it's going to be collected and put back in by Abby Proctor. Proctor had that ball stick to her fingertips on the right hand and was able to sling it back up and in. Now Heinrich's going to fall down, but she saves the ball and passes it to Abigail Pearson. Here's Sutton Douglas on her first offensive touch of the night. 5:48 left to go, and Douglas is fouled. This foul will be issued to Hesston, and it will be Kendall Brugan getting a little handsy up top.
Well, and that's one of the Brugan doesn't want to commit. I think she's almost overexcited this game's going on, but it's the scouting report on Sutton. You're going to let Sutton do whatever she wants out, 25 feet away from the bucket right there. Brugan just gets a little bit too handsy, too much body. Foul call on Brugan.
Kaya Samuelson, a 5'7" freshman, into the game. She will take over the point spot, it looks like. Also, Annabelle Viales into the game as well for Southeast of Saline. Here's a drive and a shot off the window that won't go, but it's collected by Addison Rohr, and she puts it back up and in. That's what Addison does. She's a rebound machine, and she was able to score there off the offensive board.
Devin, we see Addison just constantly always in the correct spot. I saw this in the Jamboree. She converted on so many more buckets. Big-time three right there, uncontested from Brugan. You cannot leave Brugan alone.
Every coach in the States watching that play going, I wish I had one of those on my team right now. Kendall Brugan is just nails from the top of the circle and really all beyond that arc. She's so multifaceted. Here's Duran. She drives into the left-hand elbow, stops, pops, and is fouled. 2 free throws coming up now for Reagan Durant. This foul will be issued to Callie Yoder, and that is her second.
Yeah, and Yoder, again, super impressive last year during this game. I mean, she was one of those unsung heroes we didn't know a lot about. She came in and just blew the top off of Southeast as Reagan hits that. But, yeah, it's let's see the depth. I mean, I know this is a talented squad, but you keep playing. We've already we got 2 right there on Yoder. Just keep rolling.
Durant nails the first free throw. Second one on the way. Runs short. Brugan comes crashing in, gets the rebound. 1 of 2 at the line for Reagan Duran. 5 minutes left to play here in the first. 10-5 is our score. Now another three-pointer unleashed. This time right wing by Kendall Brugan. She already has 8, and that is the lead right now for Hesston.
Devin, that's smooth. I mean, she just catches that. She gets in the pocket. That's a great-looking shot.
Well, and that's why I made the comment I did about every coach wishing they had one of those. It's one thing to hit a couple of threes. It's another thing to watch somebody do that and say they can do that every single time down the floor.
Yes.
Here's another three by Hesston. That's no good. And a rebound underneath, and now a foul will be called. This one assumingly on Southeast of Saline on the putback attempt there. And it's going to be issued to Annabelle Viales, and that will be her first.
When we saw right there, just the quick shot. Southeast was kind of out of position right there. Nice to see Viales go up for the rebound, but just like Casey Mason come down, did a great job. She had more of an inside position. She's rewarded free throw line with 2 shots.
Mason steps to the line, first free throw, crawls around the rim, and it's going to fall in. Expands that Hesston lead to 9. That's the biggest of the night thus far. Addison Rohr, Reagan Duran will check out. Back into the game is Sutton Douglas, along with Sarah Feldman for the first time. Second free throw on the way. That one's more pure and in the hole. Mason now has 2. 10-point lead here for Hesston. It's happened quickly because Kendall Brugan coming down and making a difference behind the arc. She has 8 points, 6 of those coming from behind the three-point line.
And this is exactly what we thought would happen, right? How do you absorb these blows, right? And let's start getting our legs underneath us, start playing the game, see what happens. And right, immediately on cue.
Pearson with an answer for 3. Abba has 5. 15-8 now. Here's Brugan wanting to drive, steps through, Euro step off the window, and that's good. 10 points now for Kendall Brugan on the offensive end for Hesston. Sutton Douglas, though, is left by herself, and she's going to score. Good find there. And the dime that's dropped that time by Kaya Samuelson from half court.
Just great basketball going back and forth right there. You saw a great move from Brugan, and all of a sudden Southeast counters with a great pass from Samuelson, great finish from Douglas.
17-10. Southeast outscoring Hesston here in the last minute, 5-2. Here's Brugan with the ball. She's getting a lot of attention now from Feldman, and a traveling violation will be issued here to the Hesston Lady Swathers. Their second
And
turnover.
that violation was caused from Abigail Pearson's position right there. She knew exactly that screen and roll was coming. She had her feet set. All of a sudden, the Swather ball handler was just out of sorts because she saw Pearson there. It's a great job from Abba.
17-10. Southeast, another opportunity here in front of them. Inside to Douglas. She's in traffic. She's being hand-checked very heavily. Be curious to see if they call us a shooting foul or not. They will not. They'll call it on the floor, and it will be given to Rianne Grillo. It's Grillo. I checked on that.
Well, and I don't know. It's like Sutton had a great feel right there. Like, I don't know why she was going up for the shot, but I think she just felt like she had so many hands on her. She decided to go up, and she drew the foul.
Viales goes to Pearson. Pearson drops a dime on Sutton Douglas. And Douglas on the right side of the basket for her happens to be the left-hand side.
Again, it's these juniors. It's Douglas and Pearson that you got to see growth from. Obviously, Abba's done so many things over the last 3 years, but it's Douglas's growth that's going to be crucial this year.
Back inside, a nice little drop step for Abby Proctor. And again, I said this about Bruggen earlier. You look at Proctor, the way she works inside, there's not a lot of girls that can do that at this level.
No, Proctor, what she does, she's a tall girl. She's put together well. Don't say that politically correctly, but that's a tough. She's tough to handle in the paint, moves extremely well, drills another free throw. But that's a tough. You got to pack a lunch if you're going to try to guard her in the paint.
First free throw is good. That foul on Annabelle Viales is her second. She'll have to go to the bench. Pearson will join her as Reese Heinrich is back into the game. Also, Reagan Duran has come in as well. Here's a shot put up. That's no good from the free throw line, and coming down with it is Addison Rohr. We may have a foul on Hesston here, Tyler. We will. We'll go the other way. That foul on Hesston is going to be whistled against Casey Mason, her first.
Well, and you'll see this a lot, especially early on in the season. They're going to reward really good position right there, and Addison Rohr always does that. She had really good position off the free throw, had somebody crawling all over her back, Casey Mason, with her first foul of the night.
And with the rule that was implemented last year, we can't call it a new rule this year like we beat it to death last year. It will be a free throw opportunity here for Addison Rohr. 5 fouls in a quarter is your limit. It will reset at the end of each quarter, just to remind everybody. First free throw was good. Second free throw on the way. She got them both. Addison Rohr, 4 points here early on. I like the way she's playing. We just saw the trajectory of her last season. It's almost, she was one of those girls you get at the end of the season and you go, oh, I wish the season wasn't over, because she just kept getting so much better. Good to see her pick it up here in game number 1.
Yeah, and there's so much confidence you can just see her when you watch practice, when you watch the jamboree. Like Addison Rohr, she plays like a senior right now.
Southeast of Saline now concentrating on defense. Down by 4. 2:42 left to go here, still in the opening quarter. Mason has it in the near corner. Now she's in trouble. Douglas had her in trouble. She turns it over. Turnover number 3 here on Hesston. Here comes Sutton Douglas up the left-hand side of the floor. She'll stop, pop off the window a little too hard. Fight for the rebound. Reagan Duran gets the loose ball. Out for a three-pointer that's up and no good. That's from Samuelson. And now another battle for the rebound. And we're going to have a dual possession. Arrow will keep it with Southeast of Saline, and Shauna Smith is up off the bench, clapping her hands together.
God, that was a fun transition right there. You saw so many great things. You saw Sutton go up strong, trying to draw a second foul on Bruggen. Great offensive rebound from Rohr, and I love the confidence from Samuelson shooting that 3. Like, that's what you like. Okay, those first shots have been taken now from Samuelson and Heinrich. Let's see if they can get back into the rhythm now they're playing. There you go.
Here is Heinrich hitting Sutton Douglas on the right-hand side of the basket that time. She's fouled on her way up. Now 2 free throws coming up for Sutton Douglas, and a good find by Reese Heinrich. I don't know if you heard me in pregame or not talking to Coach Smith, but I told her I'm a little bit of a point guard nerd. I love the position. I love everything about it. There's different types of point guards. And for her to say freshman point guard really perked my ears up. And I said, we're going to get to know more about all of these girls as the season goes along, but tell me more about that.
Well, yeah, and I'm sure she had a lot to talk about. Just it's the game awareness. It's the ability to do things. It's also that, like, I can make a mistake and I can come back the next time. There's going to be turnovers from Heinrich, right? Like, we know that a freshman point guard, this is a tough task. You make a turnover, but can you lift your head up and go back and make the next play? And I think that's something number 2 can do. 2
free throws missed there by Sutton Douglas. Southeast now on the defensive end of the floor. Hesston trying to attack, leading by 4. Little back and forth again, and that's a tough move. Abby Proctor put the baby to bed and then rocked her to sleep as she puts in a 2-pointer over the top. So Hesston now has reclaimed a 6-point lead. Now Southeast of Saline, make a note of this, 1:49 left to go in the first quarter. That is their first turnover.
And you could see right there, that was a freshman mistake, right? Her and Reagan weren't on the same page. The bounce pass, Reagan was cutting back. It's going to happen, right? Now, how do you answer back? That's the big thing.
Hesston has it back. Southeast of Saline now trying to defend, down by half a dozen. That Hesston lead was at 10 for a little bit at 15-5. Hesston swinging it around the perimeter, then cutting through this defensive effort here by Southeast of Saline. They find Bruggen over on the left-hand side. She whips it inside to Proctor, and Proctor really kind of caught in no man's land there, right in front of the rim, trying to scoop it over on the right-hand side, and Southeast of Saline got her on the arm, and a foul. 2 free throws coming up for Abby Proctor.
Yeah, it looked like a bit of an extended 3-2 zone or maybe a 1-2-2, but you could see they kind of shifted their defense, and it was Reese Heinrich that caught on the block, and that's probably not a bad foul right there on Heinrich.
Proctor's first free throw up and good. This is already her third trip to the free throw line.
You know, and Hesston's doing the same things that we're doing. You're always trying to find like the pieces that are going to fit into your stars. And I think obviously Proctor's a star. Like we know that she can do so many things just like Bruggen, and she buries that one. But right now for Southeast, it's what Sutton Douglas is doing. I mean, Sutton's court awareness, when she gets the basketball, she understands how to create issues. You see Feldman right there turn the ball over trying to get it into Sutton.
Back-to-back turnovers now by Southeast of Saline. They're back on defense. Here comes Hesston. 70 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. They bounce it into Proctor. She's at the elbow on the right-hand side. Now they sling it to the left-hand side. With the basketball over there is Ashley Lehman. Lehman, one of the better track athletes in the state of Kansas. 22-14. Hesston working the clock down. 51 seconds left to go. Here's Proctor inside with the leaner, and she scores. Back to a 10-point lead now. 24-14. Here's a three-pointer by Abba Pearson. She doesn't want this thing to get out of hand here early. She hits another three-pointer. 8 points first quarter for Pearson. That was her per-game average last year.
Yeah, and you see, just like you're talking about, like you got to stop the bleeding somehow. Pearson wants the basketball. Great job just putting that in there, just to put a Band-Aid on what was going on right there.
Nearing the end of the first quarter here. 15 seconds left to go. 24-17. Hesston trying to extend this 7-point lead. Up top they go to Lehman. Now she'll bring it to the right-hand side. Back in they go now. Looking for somebody to take charge here with Bruggen on the bench. They go to Proctor. And this will be a hand check foul on Southeast of Saline. That'll send Abby Proctor to the free throw line. That's Southeast of Saline's limit at 5. So far in this game, Proctor is already 4 of 5 from the free throw line.
Proctor knows how to get to the bucket. She's difficult. You know, obviously so much attention is going to be given to Bruggen, and rightfully so. But Proctor's the one that's going to cause a lot of issues as well. She misses that first free throw.
Free throw rattles out on her. A foul on Abba Pearson is her first. Proctor right now sitting on 12 first quarter points. Second free throw on the way. That one goes in. Make it 13. 2 seconds left. Southeast of Saline unable to do anything with it here, and that will be the end of the first quarter. An entertaining first quarter. We're not lacking points. 25-17 is our score. The Hesston Lady Swathers leading Southeast of Saline at the end of one. Back with second quarter action. It's Lady Trojan Basketball from the Equity Bank broadcast booth, and it's brought to you by L&L Advisors.
Fall is the absolute best time for the experts at Commercial Tire Centers to look over your vehicle. Summer was tough on your tires, and winter's coming on strong. You don't want to be left stranded with tires that aren't performing. Car, truck, SUV, trailers, farm, and big rigs. Commercial Tire will help you keep safe and productive. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
And the second free throw is good. The Trojans have called timeout to make some important decisions.
Hi, fans. It's Winnell Garrettson from Salina Homes. In every game, there are lots of options to make the right play. And in real estate, the plays can be challenging. Whether you're a first-time buyer, upsizing for the family, investing in rentals or commercial property, or selling land, I have the knowledge to help you win your real estate game. It's sure to be a slam dunk when I serve as your realtor. Buy or sell, call Winnell.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
Devin Haney, Tyler Smith back here at Southeast of Saline. 25-17 is our score. An explosion of offense on both sides here, Tyler. I'm sure if you told Coach Smith right now, despite being down by 8, you're going to average 17 points a quarter this season, she would be like, well, the way that we're going to learn to play defense, I'll take it.
Yeah, without a doubt. And that's one of those things. You're seeing just two offensive juggernauts going on right now for Hesston. But you continue to answer for Southeast. Just keep it within distance, right? Just keep it within 10. See what happens. Just keep fighting your tails off. This is great basketball.
There's a shot put up and in. Once again by Abby Proctor. 15 points for her.
And Douglas right there. So here's what I love to see. We see that we're taking away Proctor's taking away her right hand. She's made multiple buckets to the other side. And same thing with Douglas. They're taking away her left hand. She has 6 buckets going to that other side. It's just great offensive. You see how Southeast try to get the ball up and they turn it over, but you're seeing defenses start to kind of figure out what they're doing. And I love watching offensive players figure it out and still get the ball in the bucket.
Reagan Duran wanted to run. That slipped through the hands that time of Reese Heinrich. Southeast now back playing defense. Yeah, when you look at it, it is the two-headed monster of Proctor and Bruggen. They have 25 of Heston's 27 points. Here's a step through by Bruggen, and she just powers that one up. Kendall Bruggen, another one. She's at a dozen now.
Well, and Bruggen had to step over 5 players on the floor right there. You just saw Swathers and Trojans all over laying out for loose balls. She comes up with it. That's a great finish from Bruggen.
29-19, the third time Southeast of Saline has trailed by 10. They've been able to fight back, though, and get it back to single digits on the 2 occasions before. Every time I have a score roll in, I'm going to laugh now on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard because I'm getting scores that say like 7-3 and 9-5. We're at 29-19. Here's a ball on the floor now, and this is going to be dual possession. Stay with Southeast.
Yeah, and that's a dual possession that you can't have, right? You have a baseline inbounds play right there. Reese has got to find an open player. That's you can't just give a pass like that. And I saw Heinrich's face after she threw the pass. She wasn't happy with it. You got to secure the basketball in that situation.
Bounce pass inside, roar to Pearson. Pearson has to chase it down. Now she's going to step into a long shot that's a little too long. Sutton Douglas still with the rebound on the weak side. Out for a three-pointer that's up off the heel for Reese Heinrich. That's no good. Oh. And Addison Rohr chasing a rebound to the opposite way. And the foul will be called here on Hesston as Addison Rohr was bumped into the bleachers over on the far side. And the foul will go against the Hesston Swathers. It's J.C. Proctor, 6'1", freshman.
Yeah, really unfortunate call on Proctor right there. It looked like just 2 athletes going off the basketball. Rohr gets thrown into the bleachers, and it's a big foul on Proctor right there. It's a good turn of events for the Trojans.
10-point game, 29-19. Southeast of Saline trailing with the basketball. Reese Heinrich has it on the left-hand side, and she is stripped away, and it's taken away by the Swathers. 4th turnover on Southeast of Saline. They try to get it up the floor, though, and force a little bit of the action to J.C. Proctor. She can't handle that pass, and now Hesston will turn it right back over as the teams are even at the turnover count.
Well, we've been doing this long enough. You start cringing when you see a great player like a senior Proctor, and then you see a freshman Proctor. Like, oh my gosh, we're going to have to see Proctors for more and more years. It's fun to watch these girls grow, but holy moly, it's tough to play against them every year.
There's a drive by Abba Pearson. She got blocked up high. The ball went out of bounds. It will stay here with Southeast of Saline.
Yeah, and you saw good defense right there from Bruggen. Right there, Abba went up with the right hand on the left side. Maybe she goes up to her left. She can kind of protect herself. Maybe get a foul on Bruggen, but Bruggen's well seasoned. She knew what was going on right there.
Inbounds play there, stolen away. Heinrich had her inbounds pass that was going to the top of the key stolen, and Hesston will bring it back the other way. Southeast of Saline took care of the basketball for almost the first 7 minutes of this game. But now things are getting a little loose on the offensive end. And there's a traveling violation for Hesston. You can say that of both teams here with 5 turnovers each.
Yeah, right there. Yoder just got the ball, tried to do, and you can see that Coach Richardson's telling her, no, you did travel. She was kind of questioning the call. But, yeah, you could see those feet shuffle. And that's one of those things. You get the ball. If there's too many things going on in your brain, those feet don't really work very well. It's a good call from the officials.
Heinrich with it now. She has a Swather with her on the left hip. She'll play it now to Addison Rohr. Rohr slings it back to the right-hand side to Kaya Samuelson, who has just checked into the game. Pearson looking down low. Vialas trying to post up. Now Samuelson will let it fly from the corner. That's no good. Vialas comes out, gets the basketball, and they're going to whistle a traveling violation on her for turnover number 6 for Southeast of Saline.
Yeah, Vialas did a good job just getting to the basketball right there. Just couldn't get both feet set. maybe a little contact, nothing for a foul. She just got to, if you're going to grab the basketball, you got to make sure you're secured with it right there. Just fell over. It's another good call from the officials. And that's one of the things. This has been a fast-paced game. I think the officials are doing a good job letting these girls play.
Yeah, we have a good crew here tonight. We've had this crew before, and they do a great job. Here's a pass inside for the low post. It's bobbled out, but it goes out to Bruggen. She's going to tee it up 3 feet behind the line and splashes it home. The third three-pointer of the night for Bruggen.
And it's so difficult from a defensive perspective. Like everything Southeast did right there was perfectly fine unless you're playing a shooter like Bruggen. You can't leave her that wide open.
Now here's a shot blocked by Bruggen. The ball caroms around off a couple different players and goes out of bounds. It will go to Hesston. 32-19. Lady Swathers leading, and a full timeout will be taken here by Shauna Smith. 4:44 left to go here in the second quarter. Hesston leads at 32-19. You're listening to Lady Trojan Basketball, and it's presented by L&L Advisors.
When it rains, it pours, so it's important for you to get coverage that meets your needs. The team at Kniper Agency with Farmers Insurance can help you understand your options so you can prepare for what the forecast brings. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. Learn more by calling Stephanie, Morgan, or Tiffany at the Kniper Agency at 825-8419 to find out how they can help you protect the things that matter most to you.
We are farmers.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Are you looking for a local brokerage firm to help you with your Medicare, life insurance, and annuities? L&L Advisors is the #1 local Medicare supplement and insurance specialist. Medicare can be confusing. Let the experts at L&L Advisors help make sense of it. Stop by one of 3 locations in Salina or McPherson and speak to an agent about the needs of your family. L&L Advisors, main office at 717 Roach, right off Crawford, and in the Central Mall, Salina, and downtown McPherson. Based on honesty and trust, contact L&L Advisors today.
This is Trojan Basketball on KINA.
Welcome back to the Equity Bank broadcast booth. 39-19. Our score, Hesston. Behind their 2 studs, Kendall Bruggen and Abby Proctor. Right now leading Southeast of Saline by a baker's dozen, 32-19 as we approach the halfway mark of the second quarter.
And Devin, this is one of those big moments right here, right? Like that bleeding's starting to begin a little bit. Like Hesston's starting to make some slashes in you. How do you stop this right here? I think it's a big part in the game right here to see if you can keep yourselves in it.
Man-to-man defense here being applied by Southeast of Saline out of that full timeout by head coach Shauna Smith. They get it inside. Bruggen had it, and she was surrounded by too many Southeast Trojans that time, went to the floor, and they're going to call a foul. This will be on Annabelle Viales, and I think that is her third. It is.
And that's big. Anytime you're having any player with, well, they're only her first. Okay, so the official board has it as their first to keep Viales out of
I
foul
have
trouble.
It as 3.
I have it as, or now it's at 2. I have it at more than 1.
They're going to cut her with paper cuts is what they're going to do. Here's a three-pointer from the corner. Bruggen up over the back of Reagan Duran, who had good position there on the side, and that will draw the foul on Kendall Bruggen. That'll be her second now. Be interesting to see what Coach Richardson wants to do with her with still 4:09 left to go here in the second quarter. Right now he has a look of disbelief on his face that his star player got that foul call.
And I can see it going both ways, but right there, Duran was rewarded with having good position, and Bruggen just kind of climbed over. Really good job from the sophomore, Reagan Duran.
Pearson has it in the corner. She slings it in to Addison Rohr. That ball's going to be taken away by J.C. Proctor, but she has her foot on the baseline, and it will stay with Southeast of Saline on their offensive end. Going to the scorer's table, checking in here quickly, will be Jaden Williams. She will replace Ava McGill for Hesston. Reese Heinrich ready to inbound. She's underneath Southeast of Saline's basket. A little baseline offense here on the inbounds. That ball gets tipped out by Hesston. Reagan Duran will pick it up. Now she's in a trap, but gets rid of it. Goes to the top, now to the left. Southeast of Saline now throws a little bit of a cross-court pass, and it's taken away by the Swathers. 7 turnovers for Southeast of Saline, and a beautiful bounce pass inside. Proctor couldn't finish the deal as Bruggen was looking for Proctor that time, and it just got left between the rim and the backboard.
Devin, I don't know how that pass got through there right there. I mean, it was just, you can tell Bruggen and Proctor have been playing together for 4 years, both been on varsity for 4 years, have been dicing people up for that long. What a great look.
Here's a high pass way out top, beyond the three-point line to Abby Proctor. Now it goes into the hands of Jaden Williams. Williams whips it back and forth, ends up going left, now back to the top. Here's Bruggen, catch and shoot. And she hasn't even hit the rim yet, Tyler. It is unbelievable, the shooting that Kendall Bruggen is going through right now. Some of these are toe at the line. Some of them are 3 feet behind the line.
And Devin, there's only been one open shot she's taken. There's been a hand in her face the entire night. But gosh darn, she doesn't need a rim.
Heinrich's missing the 3 here for Southeast of Saline. Here comes Hesston back the other way. 35-19, their lead. Pass inside, Proctor to Proctor. And JC is fouled from behind by Southeast of Saline. It will be Reese Heinrich with the foul, and that is her second.
Yeah, right there. You saw that Reese just came along, and you're seeing this team, and obviously this Hesston team is going to get better and better and better. And you saw Proctor to Proctor. Proctor did such a good job absorbing the Southeast defense and found her little sister to draw the foul on Heinrich.
35-19, Hesston with the lead and the basketball. They have it inside. Now that ball has become fair game, and now a tie-up position here for Hesston and Southeast of Saline. The arrow will keep it with Hesston, and now Hesston head coach Matt Richardson wants a timeout. Let's fill you in here on games going on tonight across Central Kansas and games of interest in the area. Clifton Clyde is in town to play Sacred Heart tonight. That game started a little bit early. Try to get a score update on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard for that. Also, Solomon playing Blue Valley. Salina Central playing Andover Central. Salina South plays Great Bend. El Saline playing Harrington. Smoky Valley has a date tonight with Central Plains. Inman playing Minneapolis. Bennington and Sylvan Lucas. And Abilene is playing Circle. Again, the opponent for Southeast of Saline. Next, it will be Tuesday in Abilene to play the Cowgirls and Cowboys. 35-19 our score here. And Tyler, when you really look at this first half, I think there's a lot to be happy about for Southeast of Saline. There's a few things to kind of shake your head about too, but also I'm taking so many mental notes and photographs right now because we're going to be talking about extremely different things, I feel like, 10 weeks from now.
100%. And that's the thing. Like, you can't create your own schedule at this level. As we see Bruggen with another 3. Again, still has not hit the rim. And again, had a hand in her face. You cannot create your own schedule at this level, but if you could create your own schedule, this is exactly what Shauna Smith would want to play. You see a nice little entry pass to Sutton. Douglas misses the shot. A foul on
Sutton. Got the foul, too.
Foul on Sutton. Yep. You can't create your own schedule, right? But if you're going to pick a team that you're going to play in your opening game and you're trying to kind of reshuffle your roster, if you know Shauna Smith like we know Shauna Smith, she wants to play the best, and this is who you got. And so you're going to have some things to work on, and they're going to expose some things and keep fighting. Let's see what we can do. 5
first-half three-pointers by Kendall Bruggen. Now Hesston will turn it over. They got caught with a travel beyond the three-point line. That is turnover number 6 for them as they lead at 38-19.
Well, unfortunately for Southeast fans, Bruggen and Proctor have been everything that they've been advertised to be, and let's just see how the Southeast team gets together and kind of copes with it.
Kaya Samuelson back into the game here. Sarah Feldman also into the game for Southeast of Saline. Samuelson takes a little baseline drive, kicks it back out to Feldman beyond the three-point line. Pearson now has it on the opposite side of the floor. She dances with a back-and-forth dribble between her legs. She'll bounce it into Sutton Douglas. She'll turn on the baseline. Now kick it back out to Duran. Reagan head and shoulder fake, and she's going to have her shot blocked. It goes out of bounds on the baseline and will stay with Southeast.
Yeah, and great defensive play right there from Bruggen. You could hear Coach Shauna Smith saying one more. She wanted one more pass to kind of beat that defense. She had Feldman right there on the wing looking for a 3. Just one more pass. You never know what's going to happen. But still, I love the aggressiveness from Duran.
Samuelson will inbound it here to Pearson. Pearson tries a cross-court pass. That one's going to be trouble, and it's going to be deflected. Now the ball rolling, picked up by Hesston. All the way to the rack goes Lehman. That shot won't go on the runner. Now the ball pops free out of Pearson's grasp and will go out of bounds and stay with Hesston. 1:41 left to go. Look up with Francis Flax here at halftime of the girls' contest. We'll give you a preview on what's going to happen later on with the guys' contest as he takes over the reins this year at Southeast of Saline.
How about that? That's going to be fun, right?
It's going to be fun, yep. 38-19 our score here. Hesston trying to get it inbounds. They do so to Lehman. Now she'll turn, kick it out to Abby Proctor for 3. She cans it. Abby Proctor giving an inside-outside exhibition here in this game. That's her first three-pointer.
Just great composure from Proctor. Catches the ball right there. Great finish from the senior as they call Heinrich with the double dribble.
Another turnover there for Southeast of Saline. Heinrich, it's almost like blood in the water, right? You say freshman point guard, the other team goes, let's get her. You know,
without a doubt.
So she's going to have her challenges ahead of her, and obviously playing the number one team in the state here, with no better way to learn and get ready for the rest of the season. 41-19. Hesston with the lead and the ball. Little head and shoulder fake. Now Lehman will get in there. Excuse me, that's Callie Yoder that will put the ball up. That is no good off the back of the rim. Now here comes Southeast. Duran with a crossover. She stops left-hand side. They'll work it around now. Samuelson with a skip pass to Pearson. Her three-pointer right wing won't go. Battle for the rebound and a foul on Sutton Douglas. Sutton has just collected her second foul.
Yeah, you saw great position from Proctor, and Sutton's just doing what she does. She has a nose for the ball. She's going up for it. Very good call from the officials again. Sutton just kind of had that push in the back.
So 58 seconds left to go here.
And the unfortunate thing, Devin, the last time I said that there was blood in the water and we're bleeding a bit, it was 32-19. It's not 41-19. I mean, you're just seeing exactly like you said, Hesston's just stepping on the throat.
Off the front of the rim, that's no good. Pearson has the rebound. Southeast with the possession here, 30 seconds left to go in the half. 41-19. Pearson goes to the right-hand wing. Now coming back, asking for Duran to help. She's going to bounce it off to Reagan Duran, who brings it back to the middle of the floor. Duran looks right, comes back left. A three-pointer that's going to be put up. That's no good from Samuelson. And now Heinrich has it. She'll try one from the other side. That's no good. Ball being battled for. Addison Rohr in that mix, and it goes out of bounds. It will stay with Southeast with 11 seconds left to go.
And that's something I notice with these freshmen right now. Settling for a lot of threes. I think, a lot of times when you play junior high basketball, you're the best athlete out there. You can run by people. You can get the things in transition. This Hesston defense, they're going to get back in transition. There's really good athletes. You still got to work for that easier shot. Just can't settle for the three.
Here's a head and shoulder fake by Samuelson. She'll keep it played out to Pearson. She'll fire a three and rip the cords. That's the third three of the half from Abba Pearson. And that will bring us to the half with a score of 41-22. So a shooting exhibition by Kendall Brugan, then an inside-outside game by Abby Proctor. That has really put Hesston out in front here. Those two combining for over 20 points each in the first half. They have most of Hesston's points, all of them in this game except for two. 39 points combined between Brugan and also Proctor. When we come back, we'll have a visit with Francis Flax as we hit halftime. It's brought to you by Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. We'll talk to the coach when we come back. Also have stats for you from the first half of the girls' game. 41-22. Back with Coach Flax after this here on KINA.
Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. Everything to bling out your ride in one place, including top quality lift kits, wheels and tires, bumpers, Jeep accessories, fender flares, bed covers, bed liners, step bars, even custom painting. Knopf Auto is the and soil dealer and has many synthetics and filters in stock. Visit Knopf Auto on Facebook for specials, great ideas, and let them make your truck stick out in a crowd. Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories, supporting the southeast of Saline Trojans.
Running out of time for laundry? Let laundry technicians of Salina help you. Our premier wash and fold service offers convenient same-day or 24-hour turnaround options. Simply drop off your laundry and pick it up fresh and folded, giving you more time for what really matters. Whether you're back from a trip, swamped at work, or caught off guard by an unexpected event, we've got your laundry covered. Visit Stella at Laundry Technicians in Craft Manor today and experience how we simplify your life one load at a time.
This is the Trojan Halftime Report. Coming up, a first half recap. Shot at the horn! Stats, interviews, and a look at other area games. Now, let's get back to the gym for Trojan Halftime on KINA.
Back here at the Purple Palace, halftime of the girls' game on the Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories halftime report. 41-22 is our score. And boy, what a first half for Kendall Bergen and Abby Proctor. They have combined for 39 of Hesston's 41 points. Southeast, though, hanging in there right now. They trail it 41-22 at the half. Time now for us to look ahead to the boys' contest that will come up. It'll be game number 2 of our doubleheader, and to do that will be head coach Francis Flax. And boy, Coach, this has been an adventure just kind of getting back into this, and it's not like you were just sitting around waiting on retirement and fishing and things like that. You have been involved with Southeast of Saline basketball on the girls and the boys side in the offseason. A lot of that work that I like to say people don't ever see for quite some time. When the opportunity came along and the calling was there for you, you were there and you were able and willing to take the reins.
Well, yeah, that's very true. I had mixed feelings whether I should even approach this.
Sure.
And I sat down with my son and I said, now, is this going to upset you if I decide I want to throw my name in there? He just said, go for it, Pops. So I did. And, working with these guys and what I've noticed so far is, the season actually for especially the returners, they belong to him. And then now most of these other guys haven't played before.
Yeah.
Very, very limited. So, it's a good experience for me. I'm glad to be back in it. I put it to you like this. On Sunday morning, what I told him was, I wish in my heart that you were doing it, but if you're not, I'm darn glad I am.
Yeah, and I talked to Bryson earlier today. I had to call him on my way to the gym, and we talked a little bit and just had a chance to catch up a little bit, and I told him that we miss him and just he's doing the right thing, and I wanted to assure him of that, and much respect to him because what he has going on in life is much bigger than basketball right now, and whenever he's ready to come back, I'm sure basketball will be ready for him as well. And when you look at this team, this is a team that's exciting for you. It's a team that doesn't have a lot of experience, but you're led by two scorers that just got better and better as last year's went on. You go through the season, and this team really had a nice trajectory last year. It was a team that really didn't look that great before Christmas, but they just kept building, kept getting better, and then lo and behold, you win your sub-state and you're in the state tournament once again, led by Owen Bailey and Gannon Jacobson. Those are the two main guys, a senior in Bailey, a junior in Jacobson. Just talk about them. Obviously, you've had Owen in the gym since day one. Jacobson just able to join because of the football season that Southeast experienced here with Mitch Gebhardt. But just talk about those two guys mainly.
Well, they're very offensive oriented, I can tell you that. Teams are going to have to, in my opinion, because they're both good scorers. They both know how to score. I'm trying to get Owen to go, to expand his game to the mid-range and to driving layups because he's so athletic also. What I tell the fellas in practice yesterday was teams are going to have to decide, are you going to double-team Owen, which most of them will, or are you going to double-team Gannon? So you're going to have to pick your poison. Well, that's where the other guys come in. These Sam Knopfs and Isaiah Cares and Tanner Schroeder, these guys that are going to start tonight, they have to fill in a void because teams are going to hold one of these two back, or they're going to try to anyway.
What was it like for you, just the timing of everything that happened? We always know Southeast is going to have a good football team, and that will impact the start of basketball. But when they go as deep as they did, the way Keisha has the schedule set up right now, a week ago, just last Friday, 7 days ago, they were winning a state title down in Hutchinson.
Right.
Then they come in, and how are you able to work them in? Obviously, they're probably sore. They're not feeling 100% right now. So how did you handle that?
Well, I told them that they all had to be at practice Sunday. They didn't have to practice, but they had to be there.
Yeah.
Well, Grady Gebhardt couldn't even move he couldn't turn his neck. He was so sore. He didn't practice.
Yeah.
Gannon jumped right in there. His hands were bruised. They were purple. His fingers are swollen. But he got right in there, jumped right in there. And, those are the two off of that football team that will and Tiernan will have an impact on this game tonight. So, but they just went after it. I mean, we didn't miss a beat. Grady was he told me after the Sunday practice, he said, "Coach, I'm practicing tomorrow."
Yeah.
And he did. So they've done a lot. The problem is, you alluded to the slow start last year. I look for the same this first semester.
Yeah.
We have 4 games. I hope we can salvage a game or two. I'd like to win them all, of course.
Yeah.
But we just need to make a good showing because when we're going to be able to improve, we'll be over the Christmas holidays.
4 games here before break, and then, of course, you'll have that holiday break. And these games here, kind of important to see where you're going to be at. But as you said, we've seen Southeast basketball get off to a slow start until they really get everything going and working again. Coach, I'm looking forward to it. Good luck tonight. We'll talk to you after the game.
See you. Thank you.
Head coach Francis Flax, he is getting ready for his Trojans tonight. to take the floor against Hesston. Both of these teams preseason ranked in the top 10 by the Kansas Basketball Coaches Association. Hesston comes in number 5, Southeast of Saline at number 7. We'll take a break. When we come back, third quarter action for you. The girls right now, Hesston leading 41-22 as you listen to halftime here on KINA.
The Appliance Center. It's where you go to shop for washers, dryers, kitchen appliances, furniture, pellet grills, TVs, and so much more. If you are looking for a local family-owned business, visit the Appliance Center. We're in the big red and white building on South Broadway in Salina. Come experience the Appliance Center difference.
In the trenches and on the ground, that's where the game is won. Isaacson Truck Line is a proud supporter of the Southeast of Saline Trojans. For local and long-haul service of freight and livestock, call Isaacson Truck Line, reminding you to have a safe Friday night on the roads. Wreak havoc, Trojans.
Mary Maids in Salina offers house cleaning services you can see and feel. Your home is more than just a house. It's where memories are made and moments are cherished. Though life can be complicated, house cleaning shouldn't be. Mary Maids strives to take the stress out of your day so you can live your life your way. With more than 40 years experience and an advanced time-tested cleaning process, they can help you reclaim time with your loved ones. Find Mary Maids on Facebook or check out their website at marymaids.com.
You're listening to Southeast Trojan Hoops on KINA.
Back here at the Purple Palace, you hear the Southeast of Saline band going loud and proud here as we get ready for third quarter action for the Knauf Auto and Truck Accessories halftime report. Let's go over scoring from that first half. These numbers brought to you by the Bank of Teskid. To lead Southeast of Saline, Abba Pearson with 11, 6 for Sutton Douglas, 4 for Addison Rohr, and 1 for Reagan Durand. On the Hesston side, we talked about it, 39 points combined. They have 39 of the 41 points. Kendall Brugan with 21, Abby Proctor with 18. Also 2 free throws in there in the first quarter from Casey Mason. Southeast of Saline shot 3 of 6 from the free throw line. Hesston 7 of 9. All of those free throws for both teams came in the first quarter of action. Southeast of Saline hits the halftime break with 8 turnovers. Hesston with 6 turnovers. 41-22 our halftime score. Tyler, your new image audio keys to success here for Southeast of Saline in the second half.
Just keep growing, keep learning, right? I think we've seen, you've looked at the amount of points, the 39 points that Brugan and Proctor put in. There's been one open shot of those 39, and it was when Brugan got lost defensively and was wide open top of the key. Other than that, they're contested shots. You're just learn, just keep growing. You got to somehow keep smiling if you get punched in the face and just keep coming back. That's the thing. This is the number 1 team in the state for a reason. This would be a state contender in any class. I will die on a hill on that. This team can play with any class in the state of Kansas. Just keep growing, keep learning. Hopefully you learn and get better, and all of a sudden on Tuesday things go a little bit different for you.
Southeast has the basketball. Reagan Durand up top. She tried to bounce it in there to Sutton Douglas. It hit a foot, unintentional kick, and it will be picked up and then tied up. The dual possession arrow will favor Hesston as that turnover will be credited there with Southeast of Saline. Here's a couple of scores for you on the Bennington State Bank. On the girls' side at half, Harrington leading El Saline 30-14. Also at halftime on the girls' side, Central Plains leading Smoky Valley 32-17. Here's a shot by Kendall Brugan in the middle of the paint for Hesston. She picks up right where she left off. Now 23 points for the senior.
And right there, you just saw that Durand got screened. Nobody came to help out. It's a wide open 15-footer for Brugan. We haven't seen her miss anything. She's definitely not going to miss that.
21-point lead is the biggest lead of the night so far for Hesston. 43-22 our score. Those points still haven't been put up on the scoreboard here. Southeast with the ball. Here's a three-pointer that's put up just a shade left to the top of the circle, and Reese Heinrich has her first varsity basket as a freshman. It's a three-pointer just a shade left to the top of the key.
And we forget about these little things that'll build confidence. All of a sudden, seeing that first shot go in as a high school varsity player, those things are going to add confidence. You're going to play defense a little bit harder. You're going to do things just a little bit different once that ball starts going to the hoop.
43-25 our score. To the right-hand side now, Callie Yoder has it. Southeast of Saline playing man-to-man defense. Hesston working the ball around the perimeter. They'll keep the middle open for driving lanes for the most part, and sometimes they set up a little pick and roll like this one right here. Yoder back and forth, turns back to the basket the whole time, and when she squares up, it's nothing but nails.
Well, and that was just a great job just getting getting her open on Heinrich. Just a great finish right there.
45-25. Here's a shot inside. Bothered by Hesston, but a foul will be called here on Casey Mason. That is her third foul, and it will send Addison Rohr to the free throw line. Addison Rohr had 4 points, scored all of those in the first quarter. Free throw is up, and it bounces in at the front of the lip and then found a home. 5 points now for Addison Rohr. Also, more scores on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Circle leading Abilene at half, 16-15. Andover Central leading Salina Central at the end of the first quarter, 8-4. Addison Rohr, 2 free throws in the cup.
And you love to see those free throws go in from Addison. Addison, she does a great job getting offensive rebounds. Just her lack of size, it's sometimes difficult for her to finish down there, but if she draws fouls, if she can hit free throws at a clip like that, it's going to be extremely valuable for Southeast.
Rugen throws it away looking for Proctor. I think she thought Proctor was going to come out, but instead Abby was settling in, trying to pin a girl down, and that one's going to go out of bounds. First turnover for Hesston, 45-27 our score.
And just keep chipping away for Southeast. Keep chipping away, see if you can make things really awkward in the fourth quarter. Right there, you're seeing Reese. Reese gets caught up way too far away from the basket to pick up a dribble right there. She knows she has Pearson. Pearson's one of those players who's so versatile. I think players are just they're gonna go to her. She's the default. If you get in trouble, you're gonna find Pearson. You see her trying to make contact with everybody, tell them what to do right now. But you've got to rely on yourself every once in a while. You can't just default to Pearson at all times.
Southeast with the basketball. Reagan Duran showed off a little bit of her athleticism, getting that ball from the inbounds entry. Now to Abba Pearson. Pearson with the right-handed dribble. She'll play it now off to the right-hand side to Heinrich. She's going to drive. Didn't get enough of the good backboard for that thing to go in. And now here comes Proctor and Brugan off and running, and Brugan will finish it at the cup. 4 points early for Kendall Brugan. She has 25 for the game.
It's the first time Brugan's used anything other than the rim. It's because she used the backboard and the layup right there. Just great finish from Brugan.
Have a 30-second timeout here. 5:10 left to go, as it is 47-27. The scoreboard still says 45. Hesston had 41 at halftime. They've scored 6 here in the quarter so far. Do you agree with me on that?
I do. That's exactly what I got. Sometimes our math doesn't math very well, but I think we're both on the same page there. And with all due respect, they got it correct now.
Teamwork.
It's not easy for them. They're putting up a lot of points. Usually you don't see this game one of a girls basketball game, but there's a lot of buckets going in tonight.
I want to remind you that Southeast of Saline has a home field advantage and a home court advantage when they're here in the Purple Palace with Sage products, from paper towel dispensers to soap to anything, ceiling to floor, wall to wall. You see products from Sage. You can get the same products for your office or home at sageselects.com. High quality products from Sage Products in Salina. 47-27 our score. It's a 20-point lead for Hesston. Now a foul up high. This will be whistled against Ava McGill for Hesston, and that is her first. So Hesston now with 2 team fouls here early on in the third quarter. 5:05 left to play in the third period.
And Devin, it's those little things right there. I saw Heinrich right there try to throw that pass to the left hand. That created the foul. If she throws that pass to the left side with the right hand, it's going to get batted away by McGill. She goes to her left hand, ambidextrous, good with both hands. You see a turnover right there. Actually, ball was tipped, stays with Southeast. But it's little things like that. You got to find little successes right there with the good defense. Heinrich using both hands, throwing the pass both ways. It's going to help her out in the long run.
Here's an update on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Andover Central halftime girls leading Salina Central 24-10. Here it's 47-27. Southeast of Saline trailing the number 1 ranked team in the state in Class 3A. Addison Rohr had it top of the circle. Now they come to the right-hand side to Kaya Samuelson. This ball is going to be thrown out of bounds for Southeast of Saline, their second turnover of the quarter, 10th of the game.
Yeah, and that's one of those unforced turnovers. You don't like to see those. The ball's out on the perimeter. Abba thought Addison was going to cut. Addison was coming out. You can't afford those turnovers right now.
Hesston now with the basketball. Here's a keyhole jumper that is up off the heel. That's no good for Hesston. That came from Avery Crable. Hesston, though, got the offensive rebound. Crable has it again. She'll shoot it again. That one an air ball. Brugan up over the top of Samuelson. Had her shot blocked, though, by Kaya. And now the ball springs free. Brugan lost it. Hesston still has it on their offensive end. Now Abba Pearson gets down and dirty. She's trying to take the ball away, and finally the officials will whistle this a dual possession. The arrow will keep it with the Hesston Lady Swathers.
Well, and that's not a surprise to anybody that's watched Southeast Saline basketball. You see a loose ball on the floor. Abigail Pearson's probably going to be on the side of it for the white team right there. Great job from Abba, diving on the floor, getting a dual possession.
Glad she's on our side.
Without a doubt.
Approaching the halfway mark of the third quarter, 47-27. Hesston working through offense here. They try to force it into Abby Proctor. It's going to be knocked away, but Heston's going to keep it. Bruggen there to have it. She eyeballed a three-pointer. She'll pass it up, though, and it comes off to the left-hand side. Callie Yoder with it. Now back out for a three-pointer. That's an air ball, no good, out of bounds, and it will be turned back over to Southeast of Saline with 3:50 left to go in the quarter.
And Devin, another thing about Bruggen and Proctor, and I know we've been talking about them all night because they're that special, I haven't seen a shot forced by either one of those two. Every shot that they've had has been in rhythm. It's been within the offense. We saw right there, we saw a pump fake from Bruggen. Maybe she's going to let one fly, but it wasn't in the flow of the offense, so she passed it off. Just these two are unselfish. They understand the system, and that's something you just get with experience.
Here's a drive by Sutton Douglas. She's going to stop, now come back out. Vialis has it. She'll cross over, try to go baseline. Got herself in a bad spot there, now looking for some help. Sutton Douglas comes to bail her out. Now they play it into the hands of Kaya Samuelson. The freshman curls around. She'll have a runner on the left-hand side. Boy, it looked like some contact there. The ball goes out of bounds, and it will stay here with Southeast of Saline.
Yeah, it definitely looked like a great move. It was a great move from Samuelson to get there. I like the officials not calling that foul because it looked like Samuelson almost got herself in trouble right there. A little off balance, goes up with the right hand on about 10 feet on the left side. Good no call, in my opinion.
Pearson mailed one high to Reagan Duran. Duran couldn't keep this one in bounds, and it goes off their hand and out of bounds right to the Southeast of Saline bench, where Steve Reedy resides for another season.
And I tell you what, that guy, he's loving it. He's loved the practices. He's loved the intensity from these players. And he's the one that said, he's like, you know, you play this team, it's going to be a win-win. You go out and fight your tails off, and you see what happens. You're going to have film on the best team in the state.
You know, it hit my brain on the drive out here today. We get to show up to the gym on every game night. We get to see Steve Reedy and Francis Flax. How lucky are we?
The amount of wins that those two have, the amount of knowledge, it's an absolute blast to be able to do this job with those two's influence.
I just want to sit in a room and listen to them talk sometime. You know?
I could only do it for so long, trust me. So, but no, it would be great.
47-27 our score here. Here's a baseline drive. Samuelson trying to work back into the rim. She does. A tough shot there. Ball wouldn't fall down for her. And the rebound's going to be taken here by Bruggen. She is going to step through on Reagan Duran. Definitely in attack mode there. And Duran's going to be guilty of the foul. That'll send Kendall Bruggen to the free throw line for the first time in this game.
When you saw Bruggen just do a great job, she knew that she didn't have a great angle, so she created that angle with that Euro step that we've seen so much of in the last 10 years. She drew that contact from Duran, gets a shot up to the free throw line, and a shocker to nobody, it's nothing but the bottom of the net.
You say last 10 years because that's how long we've been watching her play, right?
Yeah.
Sure seems like it. What a great thing, though, to be a Hesston Swather fan when she puts on the jersey. 2 free throws up and good there. 6 points here in the quarter, 27 for the game. 49-27. Back to a 22-point lead here for the Lady Swathers. Vialis has it. She's going to drive. Her feet, though, slipped out from underneath her, and they're going to be whistling her with a traveling violation. Hopefully she's okay. That looked awkward. With 2:27 left to go here in the third. Addison Rohr will pop up off the bench.
Yeah, and Vialis is a player that I know that last year as a freshman, you know, expecting some things out, had a knee injury, still kind of not extremely confident in that right knee. And you saw it right there. I mean, she's extremely explosive, just hit that right foot on the floor. She came up, she's fine. Those knee injuries, you never know how a player's going to come back from that, and that's always one of those difficult things. Just keep playing through it. She'll fight through it. So she's an explosive player that can do a lot of great things.
Definitely have the right idea there. Here's Hesston now, a little inside-outside. Three-pointer put up. That's no good. Reagan Duran grabs the rebound out of the air. 2 minutes left to go here in the third. Duran down the right-hand sideline. She'll play it back to center to Pearson. Now left-hand side to Samuelson. Samuelson really quick whip inside to Sutton Douglas. And Sutton lost the basketball on the court. Then she sat down with it. And the referee there calls her with a traveling violation. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate call right there. I think Douglas was trying to grab the ball through somebody else's legs. I thought she did a good job trying to get the loose ball, but right there, ball on the floor. It could get dirty if all of a sudden players are diving. She gets called for the travel.
Inside 2 minutes left to go here in the third. Bruggen now, she slips down, and this will be a foul on Southeast of Saline. Kendall Bruggen made her way just inside of the right-hand elbow, went to a jump stop, and her left foot slid out from underneath her, and the foul will be called here on Abba Pearson. It's her second. Abba had one of those roller coaster seasons last year when it comes to fouls. She'd go through stretches of games where she would only get called for 1 or 2 fouls, and then she would go through first halves where she'd get 4.
Yes.
It just seemed like it was that kind of year for her.
And it's just the way she plays defense.
Yep.
I mean, and the way she goes after loose balls, like we talked about earlier. Like, she's going to go after every single loose ball, and sometimes you're going to get called for a foul, sometimes you're not. That first free throw's missed right there from Grillo.
Yep.
And you just that's how Abba plays. And sometimes you get away with them, sometimes you don't. But that's what you got to love about Abba being on the floor.
Ryan Grillo misses the first one, makes the second one. She is just the 4th Lady Swather to score here in this game. There are only 2 of them that have made a field goal in this game. That is Kendall Bruggen and also Abby Proctor. Shot put up, that's no good. J.C. Proctor with the rebound here. 1:28 left to go, 50-27. Hesston, little lob pass up inside, and that shot is good. Ryan Grillo now has a field goal. She heard me say that last point. She said, shut up. I got this one here for you. And a 30-second timeout will be called here as we bring you Southeast of Saline basketball, thanks in part to our friends at Coppico. Also, Phillips Seed Farms, Suburban Appliance, and Smart Insurance in Abilene. Smart Insurance will be your presenting sponsor of the Southeast of Saline Abilene contest as we go into Abilene on Tuesday. We'll have the radio broadcast for you right here on KINA and live stream video on SalinaPost.com, presented by Smart Insurance. They have 3 locations, 1 in Salina, 1 in Harrington, and then, of course, the mothership in Abilene. 80 seconds left to go here, 52-27. Hesston has been in control of this one. They were flirting back and forth with a 10-point lead early on in this game. Southeast kept fighting back. Eventually, Hesston went to the 13-point margin early on in the second quarter, and since then they have been building that lead.
Yeah, and we're starting to see them get other players involved. We talked about nobody else had scored a field goal until Grillo's right there. Getting other players involved, that's only going to help Hesston as they make this state tournament run that they're hoping to be on.
52-27. Here's an entry pass looking in for Sutton Douglas. That one's going to be poked away and taken the other way by the Lady Swathers. 1 minute left to play here in the third. Wanting to set offense up here, Jaden Williams will bring it to the center of the floor. Now she'll play it left to Ava McGill. McGill back up top of the circle now to Abby Proctor. Over to the right wing, and a traveling violation there for the second Swather turnover of the quarter. So Southeast will have it back here. Southeast just having trouble scoring outside of that first quarter. Now a player control foul will be issued here to Sutton Douglas.
And
that's interesting.
Props to Proctor right there for getting in the way.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I see Sutton Douglas when she puts her head down on the left side, and Proctor got good defensive positioning right there. She had position. Again, we hear this story all the time. If you're watching college games right now, you don't have to have those feet set. You just have to have defensive position. And I thought she did. It's a good scouting report. She knew Sutton loves to go to that left side. Sutton's called for the player control foul.
Hesston may have the last crack at it here. 37 seconds left to go. Hand in the air, coming down the floor, Callie Yoder. She'll play it right off to the right-hand side to Bruggen. Bruggen coming back now. Ashley Lehman has it. Southeast still working hard here on defense. Clock down to 20. Hesston trying to close out a solid third quarter here. Here's a shot put up off the backboard. That's no good. Ball being slapped out of bounds, and it will go to Southeast of Saline. They have 11.6 seconds left to work here. So far, Southeast just 5 points in the third quarter, 5 points in the second quarter. Reese Heinrich goes to Pearson. Pearson's going to drive it off. And she got smacked a couple of times on that drive, but they're going to call one on the floor right inside the free throw line. That'll be the third team foul on Hesston here. A chance for Southeast to run a baseline inbounds play. Second personal foul on Ava McGill for the Swathers.
Well, and this is something that any baseline inbounds play you can get right now if you're Shauna Smith, you want, because this is something we've seen them have so much success on, not very much tonight. You got to get reps, you got to get better at these.
Pearson with a runner right at the buzzer, and it will not go, and that will bring us to the end of the third. 52-27 our score. Hesston in control of this one as we head to the fourth and final quarter. Southeast of Saline basketball on KINA and also live stream video on SalinaPost.com. It's brought to you tonight by L&L Advisors.
The Southeast of Saline Trojans are back on the hardwood, and Hancock Chiropractic is proud to support their local athletes. At Hancock Chiropractic in Salina, they believe in keeping their community strong and healthy, just like their student athletes. Whether you're recovering from a tough game or looking to stay at your best, they are here to help you move better and feel better. Call Hancock Chiropractic, 785-827-0354, or schedule online. Hancock Chiropractic, where health meets performance.
When crop and weather conditions are just right, you need to bale as much as you can, as fast as you can, all while putting up the highest quality product possible. Case IH round balers have the reputation as the hardest working balers in the business to consistently build dense bales with square shoulders that don't sag. No matter the crop or field condition, bale more with Case IH round balers. With easier maintenance and serviceability, you'll spend more time where it counts. In the field, baling hay. Ready to build a better bale? Contact Can Equip in Solomon.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline basketball on KINA.
Devin Haney, Tyler Smith back in the Equity Bank broadcast booth. 52-27 is our score as we get ready to go into the fourth quarter here. Southeast of Saline. Tyler, they've just been searching for points outside of that first period where they scored 17.
And this is exactly what Shauna Smith talked about. She, in her interview with Tyler Henry, where's the scoring going to come from? And right there, Sutton's called for an illegal screen. Unfortunate. It's a nice little screen and roll right out of the gate. It looked like they were trying to go with Kaya and Sutton with the screen and roll. Sutton's just called moving those feet. Or maybe that screen is a little bit too wide with their feet. Regardless, it's a nice play if it's done correctly.
Sutton's got 3 unfortunate fouls, just kind of bang, bang, bang here between the end of the third quarter and that foul there to start the fourth. She now has 4 fouls. She's the first one with 4 fouls in this game. Kendall Brogan still out there. She'll deal it off to the right-hand side. Also, Abby Proctor still out there as well. Here's a baseline jumper that's put up. That's no good for McGill. Southeast of Saline with the rebound. Right-hand sideline break. Samuelson has it. She'll work her way to the middle of the paint, and she is fouled on the floor. So each team now evening out the foul count here at 1, as that will be the third personal foul on Ava McGill for Hesston.
And that's what Samuelson could do. She can get out. She can get out quick. Right there you saw her just attack the rim, and she's just rewarded with a foul on Southeast.
Coach Jacobson, state champ, came by.
Always feels good to get touched by a state champ.
I love saying that. 52-27 here. Another foul will be called, and this will go against Casey Mason. Now she has 4 for Hesston.
The state champ is also a third-grade teacher. Southeast Saline was rewarded from Southeast this entire third-grade class with ring pops to celebrate.
Love it. Here's a little bump and then a basket that is up and good by Kaya Samuelson, the freshman, scoring her first varsity basket for Southeast of Saline. 52-29. Feel like that is the first of many that we'll get to talk about.
I do as well. I mean, her athleticism. You're gonna see things this season. Just watch her grow and just watch her gain more confidence. She can do things on the court that she's gonna be kind of freaky out here.
Right now, Samuelson is defending Kendall Brugan. Welcome to varsity basketball, huh, kid?
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, again, you keep looking at this, and we've talked about the amount of people that have been guarding Brugan and Proctor. It's a mouthful when you're throwing them, but it's been everybody. Like, everybody's had to guard these 2 superstars. You know, you're not going to see players like this night in, night out. So, like, what you do tonight, you're just learning and you're growing while you're doing it. Great job from Madison Rohr. Again, just being in a great position, just fighting for a rebound. You see dual possession, stay with Hesston.
Addison was there to tie up the rebound with a Hesston lady swather. The arrow will keep it right here, as you said, to Hesston. And they will get a chance once again to run some baseline offense here with their inbounds play. Proctor, a little give up. She gets her right back on that soft little teardrop inside. Abby Proctor, pretty quiet in that third quarter. She just had 2, but now she has 22 for the game. 18 in the first half for Abby Proctor. Now a traveling violation here against Samuelson on the offensive end for Southeast of Saline.
Yeah, it's another good call. It's one of those we talk about all the time, especially early on in the season. You see feet just get too quick. Right there, Kaya knew exactly what she wanted to do. She was going to drive baseline. The feet just moved too quick.
54-29, 6:18 left to play here. Fourth quarter. as Southeast of Saline. Hesston working the basketball around. Proctor will try a three, and she will drain a three. Sometimes you just want to, maybe share the wealth a little bit.
It's these two. I mean, Devin, just tip your cap. Like, that's just a great step back right there. She gets the basketball, not horrible defense. Great finish.
Inside, a tough shot that's put up and in by Reese Heinrich. Heinrich was going to the basket, looking over her right shoulder. That pass came in low. She was able to scoop it and score that time for Southeast of Saline. Now a pass inside to Casey Mason. She is knocked to the floor, and she will visit the free throw line for such abuse.
Bruggen did a great job just driving baseline right there and finds Mason. I mean, obviously the defense has to suck in on Bruggen. Bruggen has zero shot there, but just her presence alone takes the Southeast defense to that side. She finds Mason with a nice little baseline pass. A little like you see DeJuan Harris, if you're a KU fan, just finds the open player. Mason does a good job drawing the foul.
Viala is her fourth. Good to see her back out there. She took that awkward spill in the third. Addison Rohr comes out. Abba Pearson back in for her. 5:43 left to go. 58-31. Hesston leading over Southeast of Saline. Second free throw is up. Also good for Casey Mason. These two teams will once again be in the same sub-state, as they traditionally cannot get away from each other.
No.
In postseason. I am an announcer that called a state title game last week that Southeast won. I still don't know the postseason format that well to talk about it. I do know there's 4 sites, and there's 2 brackets at each site. Do you know more about that?
This one is loaded. I do know that. I do know that this bracket is absolutely loaded. You have Hesston, you have Halstead, you have just absolute hammers, and that's what makes it kind of fun, right? Like, I mean, you can talk about everything you want. There's Bruggen. Bruggen finally missed a shot. Like, stop the press. 5:04. Bruggen has a miss. 5:04 in the fourth.
Yeah. Holy cow. And what a great rebound by Samuelson. She was able to kick it out over her shoulder, out on the outlet opposite side of the floor to Reese Heinrich, who brought it down. And now free throws coming up for Reagan Duran after the Hesston foul. That will go against Kendall Bruggen. That is her third.
But to your point, we are learning a new 3A playoff situation.
Yep.
And a new playoff substate. Going to try to regionalize things, do things. And so we're learning on the fly as well. Like you said, you've been pretty gosh darn busy as the first free throws hit by Duran. But, yeah, I do know that this sub-state is loaded. And every team in this region is loaded, so it should be a loaded sub-state.
It made a little more sense to me when I saw the Kansas State High School Activities Association announce the sites and then put the bracket and a little explanation up there with it. I just don't know how they're going to be seated. That's something that I need to talk to somebody that's much smarter than me about. But I do know the final destination that you want to go is still Hutchinson. That is still consistent.
And Southeast Slim's not too shabby in Hutchinson in the last week, so it's not a horrible place to get to.
1-0, as Coach Gebhardt would say.
Yes, sir.
What a fun ride. Huh?
What a blast it was. And for some of us that couldn't make it to every game, what Salina Post and what you and Russ were able to do, just a blast to be on that journey.
I probably mentally told myself that it's basketball season, football's over, but I'm still going to talk about it. Here's a ball that's poked out of bounds as Pearson and Bruggen do a little dance here in the corner in front of the Southeast of Saline bench. 4:27 left to go here in this game. 59-32 is our score. I am very complimentary of Hesston and the way they played tonight. I'm also complimentary of Southeast of Saline. It wasn't that long ago, Tyler, when we would open a brand new season and we'd count for 30 turnovers on each side. The basketball wasn't good. It was first game of the season. It's all they got to shake the rust off. That has not been the case here tonight.
No, not at all. And I kind of talked to Sean Smith the other day, and I was like looking at a career record here at Southeast, and I was kind of blown away that as you see Duran bang a three in from the corner, I was shocked to see how quickly it got turned around because there were some rough years early on, and just done a great job building this program back to where it is.
Yep, and the consistency, too, I think, with really everything that Southeast has been doing over the last few years in every sport. It is mind-blowing.
It starts in the fall. I mean, you have Castleman and Gebhardt just doing what they do. I mean, they just flip and hang banners left and right. And it definitely just, you're expected to win when you come here. That's what happens. You see a nice little offensive rebound right there from Hesston, from Williams. But, yeah, you just come in, you're expected to win.
Fialas puts a turnaround up. It goes in. And they're going to wave off the basket. That shot was already up.
I did read this in the rules the other day. Anytime there's a player-controlled foul, the basket should not count. They're going to count it anyway. I promise you, I read this in the rules. They're going to count the bucket. And I might be wrong. If I'm wrong,
the foul wasn't on the ball, though. I saw it on the backside on the rebound.
Then I'm wrong.
Yeah. So, no, you're not wrong. We're both right.
Which is yeah. It usually doesn't happen as married men like we are.
So Annabelle Viales will get her first basket. There was a tangle on the backside. She was on the right-hand side scoring. On the backside of the bucket is where a Trojan and a Swather went down, and the foul was called on the rebound on Southeast of Saline on that one. So it was actually on Reagan Duran, her second. Reagan has scored 4 points here in this fourth quarter.
Okay, so now we got Charlotte Knopf in the game right now, and I'm really interested to see how Knopf plays. I mean, Knopf has great size, great agility. She can do things. And obviously the game just kind of, it wasn't working out. It was really physical early for her, but she can stretch it. She can do things. She gets up and down the floor well. I'm excited to see how this big progresses this season.
61-37 our score. Here's a pass inside. Duran puts it in, and it's going to be mishandled there between the two Lady Trojans. It goes out of bounds. And the 10th turnover of the second half for Southeast of Saline.
And to me, it's moments like this, like right there, Knopf didn't do a good job handling the basketball, but you got to give her moments like this so she can, and that's going to be fun with her, especially with what she can do defensively.
61-37. Here's a little pick and roll. The ball ends up on the floor. It's going to be tied up. This time it should be in favor of Southeast of Saline. Nope, still Hesston. Hesston will inbound underneath their own basket here. Approaching the 2.5-minute mark. Stay with us in postgame. We will go over numbers from this one. We'll also have a Vernon Jewelers gem of the game and get you all ready for the next game coming up as they drive on the left-hand side. A little bit of a step through there by Kaya Samuelson for Southeast of Saline.
Well, and that's what Kaya can do. Again, she gets out. We've seen both her buckets now come in transition. Just a great job right there. Nice little step through. Great finish from the freshman.
61-39. There's a three-pointer put up by Hesston. That's no good. Abba Pearson in there wrestling the ball away. They're going to call a foul here? They are. Abba Pearson will get her third.
And that's a foul when you're looking back at film. You're not disappointed if you're Coach Smith.
Yep.
It's a loose ball. It went up. Unfortunate on Abba. Again, that's what Abba does. If the ball is not in someone's hands, or even if it is, she's going to go up and she's going to grab it. Great rip away from Abba. Just unfortunate call.
So that'll be the fifth team foul for Southeast of Saline. Rianne Grillo to the free throw line. She's 1 of 2 at the line, scored 3 points in the third quarter. First free throw is up and good. I'm not going to dare say this to Coach Smith. There's almost a little tiny badge of merit coming out with a young team, feeling their way through a varsity game, and not having that running clock on the board, right?
Against the team that you're playing, I would agree. I mean, it's the things you're loving right there is you're seeing loose balls gone after. It doesn't matter what the score is. Just you don't look at the score. You keep playing your tail off. It's a great little pass right there. Oh, unfortunate call. Looked like it might have gone off Hesston. But the ball's going their way from Feldman to Heinrich. But you're exactly right. Just come out, fight your tail off, learn and go.
If I said that to her, she'd probably push me off my chair.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it.
63-39. Our score here, Hesston leading, 1:51 left to go. Little drive and then a retreat from Jaden Williams. They're going to go back outside and then back in, and a little block and a takeaway here by Samuelson.
Oh.
And throwing it away once again is Southeast of Saline.
And you can tell, okay, so that's a pass right there that you're thinking maybe in a week or two, once they get on the same page, it's going to be all right. But Kai is screaming up court, trying to get Sarah's attention. Nice look, but it's not a nice look if your offensive player that's supposed to be receiving the ball isn't aware of it. That's something you hope to get on the same page on.
Shot up and in from the inside in there for Hesston. That came from Kylie Warden off the bench. Her first basket. 65-39. Now the schedule for Southeast here down the stretch going into the holiday break. They will play 4A Abilene on Tuesday, a state-ranked Beloit team here on Friday, and then Hillsboro, who is consistently one of the top teams in Class 2A. to round out. That's your 2024 basketball schedule.
Well, and you know what the fun thing is that schedule's awesome for boys and girls. I mean, those are just powers, both boys and girls. It's going to be a blast for us.
So wide open Swather inside. They're able to find her, and Ashley Lehman is able to score. Talked about her being one of the top tracksters in the state of Kansas, and just talking a little bit pregame with Matt Richardson, the Hesston head coach. He couldn't wait to tell me that. We were going over some names, make sure I was all squared away. And he pointed right at the roster. He goes, she is an athlete. She is one of the best tracksters you're ever going to see. He couldn't wait to tell me about her. So I love that.
And that's what I love about getting to see these athletes and watch these athletes. Usually, if you're good at something, you're good at everything. Yeah. And we're starting to see that. We know that Brugan, is just as dominant on the volleyball floor. I was talking to Ty Rhodes, a former principal at Hesston, saying if she wanted to be a Division I volleyball player, she could have done that as well. She has spent more time basketball-wise. But, yeah, athletes are athletes.
Samuelson unleashed a three, got her own rebound, couldn't make the putback, and that'll bring us to our final seconds as Hesston will start their charge to Hutchinson and try to get back in that title game once again this season with a 67-39 victory over the Southeast of Saline Lady Trojans. They were led tonight by their two studs, Kendall Brugan along with Abby Proctor. We'll go over all the scoring for you. When we come back, we'll also have a Vernon Jewelers Gym of the Game as we will put it to bed in postgame. It's been Lady Trojan Basketball right here on KINA, and the postgame after a 67-39 Hesston victory starts now.
And the second free throw is good. The Trojans have called timeout to make some important decisions.
Hi, fans. It's Winnell Garrettson from Salina Homes. In every game, there are lots of options to make the right play. And in real estate, the plays can be challenging. Whether you're a first-time buyer, upsizing for the family, investing in rentals or commercial property, or selling land, I have the knowledge to help you win your real estate game. It's sure to be a slam dunk when I serve as your realtor. Buy or sell, call Winnell.
In the trenches and on the ground, that's where the game is won. Isaacson Truck Line is a proud supporter of the Southeast of Saline Trojans. For local and long-haul service of freight and livestock, call Isaacson Truck Line, reminding you to have a safe Friday night on the roads. Wreak havoc, Trojans.
The Appliance Center. It's where you go to shop for washers, dryers, kitchen appliances, furniture, pellet grills, TVs, and so much more. If you are looking for a local, family-owned business, visit the Appliance Center. We're in the big red and white building on South Broadway in Salina. Come experience the Appliance Center difference.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
Back here at the Purple Palace, Southeast of Saline basketball just got over here on the girls' side. Game number one of our doubleheader is complete. 67-39, the victory here for Hesston. Tyler, your final thoughts here on this victory. I think Hesston came out, as we talked about during the broadcast, during the game, they looked like maybe a number one team in Class 3A, didn't they?
Yeah, they definitely came out there. they wanted to prove a point, and that's a fun thing when you see, this has been in the opening game now for the last 3 or 4 years, and you're going to see a good basketball game. You're going to see two very well-coached teams, and with that Hesston team is something to be. There's something to talk about right there, and you want to learn from it. For Shauna Smith, it was 2 years ago we started off the game here at the Purple Palace against Hesston, ended that game at Kansas Westland after the electricity went out here, and it was a different story, right? And that was a very senior-laden Southeast of Saline team that kind of went a little bit further than Hesston, but Hesston has their seniors this year. They lost in the state championship game last year, didn't graduate a soul, and they looked the part tonight. But if you're Southeast Saline, again, you're learning. This is the pre-test. We talked about that at the beginning of the game. This is your pre-test. You hope your post-test and your final is to see Hesston sometime at the end of the year again. You hope that you continue to fight and improve and get to see them again. And you hope that maybe Brugan and Proctor don't score what they did tonight. But those two were impressive. Just nothing to hang your head on if you're Southeast Saline, but just a great performance from the Swathers.
Brief recognition there in between games of the Southeast of Saline FFA team, who has been experiencing quite a bit of success as of late. They also have a national champion in Landon Albright We were able to talk FFA a little bit during one of the playoff games down the stretch during football season, and what a great time to be a Southeast of Saline Trojan when it comes to FFA as well. We're throwing all the numbers together. When we come back, we'll have those final stats for you. We'll also have a Vernon Jewelers Gym of the Game. We're in transition between the girls and guys basketball game. We'll go over girls post game when we come back after this on KINA.
When it rains, it pours, so it's important for you to get coverage that meets your needs. The team at Kniper Agency with Farmers Insurance can help you understand your options so you can prepare for what the forecast brings. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. Learn more by calling Stephanie, Morgan, or Tiffany at the Kniper Agency at 825-8419 to find out how they can help you protect the things that matter most to you.
We are farmers.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Whether on the field, court, or operating room, experience matters. A coach loves an experienced team, just like a patient values an experienced doctor. Salina Ortho has ABOS board-certified physicians with over 50 years of combined service. If you need help staying active, or maybe you just want to discuss the newest techniques and services that Salina Ortho provides, or you want to see one of their trusted physicians, visit salinaortho.com. Come see Salina Ortho, your voice, your choice, past, present, and future.
And the second free throw is good. The Trojans have called timeout to make some important decisions.
Hi, fans. It's Winnell Garrettson from Salina Homes. In every game, there are lots of options to make the right play. And in real estate, the plays can be challenging. Whether you're a first-time buyer, upsizing for the family, investing in rentals or commercial property, or selling land, I have the knowledge to help you win your real estate game. It's sure to be a slam dunk when I serve as your realtor. Buy or sell, call Winnell.
Aceria Oil and Hardware encourages you to celebrate your freedoms and the best country on the planet. Stop in and check out the largest ammo supply in southern Saline County. Stock up now and be ready for next season. With 24/7 pumps, no matter what time of day or night, your gas and diesel tanks can rely on us. During regular business hours, you can get your favorite pizza and snacks to have enough energy to win the day. Aceria Oil and Hardware, located in Aceria at the corner of Center and Main. We'll fill you up.
Does your free checking put more cash in your account? Does it give you free range access to ATMs nationwide? If not, tap into superpowered free Kasasa cashback checking at the Bank of Tesket. Visit bankoftesket.com to learn more. Member FDIC. Qualifications, rules, and limitations apply. Rates, rewards, and restrictions may vary by account. Contact institution for details.
We're growing your way. We're the Bank of Tesket.
Visit Suburban Appliance Center in Salina to see the Whirlpool washer with 2 ways to wash, thanks to the 2-in-1 removable agitator. With a flexible capacity, you can take the agitator out for bulky loads or keep it in for items like jeans. Shop now at Suburban Appliance Center and get twice the washer you have at home. Suburban Appliance Center in Salina, located at 1900 South 9th Street, or check them out at suburbanappliancecenter.com.
Time now for the Trojan postgame show on KINA. Stick around for the game recap, final stats, and reaction from the coach. This is Trojan Basketball on KINA.
Big victory here for the Hesston Lady Swathers, 67-39 over Southeast of Saline. Let's go over final scoring for you here at the Commercial Tire Center postgame report. Final numbers of the contest brought to you by the Bank of Tesket. And of course, we got a lead with a 50 burger, right? And it's split between 2 different girls, 25 each for Kendall Brugan and Callie Yoder for the Hesston Lady Swathers. They also had Brianne Grillo filling in with 5 off the bench, 4 for Casey Mason, also 2 points apiece for Jaden Williams, Ashley Lehman, and also Kylie Warden. For Southeast of Saline, they were led in scoring. The only Trojan in double digits tonight was Abba Pearson. She had 11 points for Southeast of Saline, 6 points for Addison Rohr, also half a dozen for Sutton Douglas, 5 points for Reese Heinrich, 5 points for Reagan Duran, and 4 points for Kaya Samuelson, 2 points for Annabelle Viales. Southeast of Saline, 6 of 10 from the charity stripe tonight, 14 out of 17 for Hesston, 20 turnovers for Southeast of Saline, and 10 turnovers for the Hesston Lady Swathers. Time now for our Vernon Jewelers Gym of the Game. Holidays are right around the corner. They will be here quicker than you plan on. stop in to Vernon Jewelers. They have gifts starting at just $20. You can get a nice piece of jewelry for $99, or you can go all the way on up if your bank account allows and permits, or maybe you just need to get that to get yourself out of the doghouse, all the way up in the stuff that has a comma in it. They have all that at Vernon Jewelers in downtown Salina. They've been doing it for 140 years. They're not old. They're just really, really good. Vernon Jewelers' gym of the game tonight, Tyler. I'm going to lean on Abba Pearson. I thought she came out, kind of played with that ferocity of what we've seen Southeast defenses in the past, and it's going to be up to her to kind of train the younger Trojans on Southeast of Saline basketball. We know with Shauna Smith, it's defense first. It's getting on the floor, it's getting loose balls, and you saw sparks of that tonight out of the whole group, but it's going to have to be consistent, and I think Abba Pearson's going to lead the way.
No, you're exactly right, and Abba's role is going to have to change a lot, right? Like we saw her as a freshman and sophomore. She got slung into it. We would always joke that you would always find out who the best offensive player was on the other team with whomever Abba was guarding. But this season, Abba's going to have to be relied on to do a lot more things. She's going to have to score. She's going to have to be the person that everybody gets in the backup. And you saw it tonight. Like, despite what the score was, like, when everybody got in trouble, they leaned on Abba. Abba did a great job. And now it's just, again, it's taking this and learning. But Abigail Pearson, great job tonight. Just continue to build, continue to learn, and let's see where we can go. And Abba's going to have to fill a lot of voids, that have been left. And I think Abba's the girl to do it.
That'll do it for the Commercial Tire post-game report. 67-39. Hesston wins it. Abba Pearson, your Vernon Jewelers gym of the game. We'll turn the corner now and get you ready for Southeast of Saline men's basketball. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll chat more about this contest. Right now, 2 state-ranked teams. According to the Kansas Basketball Coaches Association, Hesston comes in number 5, Southeast of Saline at number 7. We'll dig more into it when we come back. Southeast of Saline Trojan Basketball marches on here on KINA.
For 40 years, Phillips Seed has delivered top-quality certified seeds. With wheat drilling season approaching, now's the time to reach out to Phillips Seed Farms for the latest variety options and tailored seed treatments. It's also the perfect opportunity to plan your corn hybrids and soybean varieties for the 2025 planting season. Visit PhillipsSeed.com. Follow us on Facebook and X, or connect with a local seed dealer near you. Phillips Seed, serving, innovating, growing since 1985.
Mary Maids in Salina offers house cleaning services you can see and feel. Your home is more than just a house. It's where memories are made and moments are cherished. Though life can be complicated, house cleaning shouldn't be. Mary Maids strives to take the stress out of your day so you can live your life your way. With more than 40 years experience and an advanced time-tested cleaning process, they can help you reclaim time with your loved ones. Find Mary Maids on Facebook or check out their website at marymaids.com.
Suit up for your next Southeast of Saline game day with Trojan gear from Copyco. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, and more available off the rack or customized. At Copyco, they offer all the printing and custom apparel you need at the prices and fast turnaround you've come to expect over the last 30 years as your local hometown print shop. Whether you're a diehard Trojan fan, a coach planning the next big event, or a business looking to sponsor the team, they've got everything you need to show your Southeast of Saline spirit. Copyco, more than just a coffee center, a proud sponsor of Southeast of Saline.
Knauf Auto and Truck Accessories. Everything to bling out your ride in one place, including top quality lift kits, wheels and tires, bumpers, Jeep accessories, fender flares, bed covers, bed liners, step bars, even custom painting. Knauf Auto is the and soil dealer and has many synthetics and filters in stock. Visit Knauf Auto on Facebook for specials, great ideas, and let them make your truck stick out in a crowd. Knauf Auto and Truck Accessories, supporting the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
Are you looking for a local brokerage firm to help you with your Medicare, life insurance, and annuities? L&L Advisors is the #1 local Medicare supplement and insurance specialist. Medicare can be confusing. Let the experts at L&L Advisors help make sense of it. Stop by one of 3 locations in Salina or McPherson and speak to an agent about the needs of your family. L&L Advisors, main office at 717 Roach, right off Crawford, and in the Central Mall Salina and downtown McPherson. Based on honesty and trust, contact L&L Advisors today.
Knauf Auto and Truck Accessories. Everything to bling out your ride in one place, including top quality lift kits, wheels and tires, bumpers, Jeep accessories, fender flares, bed covers, bed liners, step bars, even custom painting. Knauf Auto is the and soil dealer and has many synthetics and filters in stock. Visit Knauf Auto on Facebook for specials, great ideas, and let them make your truck stick out in a crowd. Knauf Auto and Truck Accessories, supporting the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
Welcome back here to the Purple Palace, southeast of Saline. Getting ready for the guys contest here and looking at a Hesston Swather team that comes in ranked 5th in the state of Kansas by the Kansas Basketball Coaches Association. Southeast of Saline comes in, they're ranked 7th by the Kansas Basketball Coaches Association. When you start with this Hesston team, well, you're going to start with Reed Friesen. He is a 6'6" senior. Last season, he averaged 15 points a game, 7.5 rebounds, shot 53% from the floor, and he was all-league in the Central Kansas League for this Hesston Swather team. But, boy, he's got some nice pieces around him. When you look at Asher Dutchendorf, you also have Ty Unruh, you have Daniel Umbreras, you also have Drew Bartel. This is a team that is very, very talented, and it's a tradition of excellence also. It is something that Greg Raleigh started with the Hesston Swathers, and then it rolled right over when they hired Garrett Roth, an assistant on Greg Raleigh's staff. Garrett Roth, entering his 3rd season at Hesston, Tyler, a combined record of 43-5. We talked about on the girls' side the record there, but Garrett Roth, he's doing it right as well. He won a state title in his first year as head coach.
Yeah, and that's the fun thing about watching a Hesston team is you know that every time you see them, they're going to be it's a team that's going to compete for a state title, and Coach Roth has done a great job just continuing that Swather tradition.
So the Swathers and southeast of Saline. Time for a check of our Bennington State Bank scoreboard as these two teams getting ready to go here. They're warming up on the floor. Some girls' finals for you. Harrington beat El Saline tonight, 55-39. Also in girls' play, Andover Central beat Salina Central, 45-31. Abilene took a loss tonight. Circle beat them. That game was tight early on. Circle pulls away in the second half to beat Abilene 40-25. Blue Valley Randolph, they lead Solomon at halftime, 32-6. That is about it that we have right now on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard on the girls' side. We'll keep in tune with that and keep passing along those scores. Actually, one just popped in here. Central Plains tonight, they beat Smoky Valley 48-29. So here we are, quick turnaround. We're ready to go here for game number 2 of our doubleheader. Boy, when you look at the Southeast team and also this Hesston team, and you look at them head-to-head, we talked about it a little bit when we were getting ready for the girls' game tonight. On the boys' side, this matchup is about as close as you can get over the last couple of years. They have played twice in each of the last 2 seasons. These two teams are 2-2 in their last 4 meetings, and whoever wins this meeting does not win the postseason meeting. Hesston was able to knock Southeast of Saline out of the state tournament into the 3rd place game 2 years ago. I remember it like it was yesterday. Sitting courtside, I saw a 3-pointer go up on the right wing. That ball was down. It came back out. Southeast loses by 2, and they get basically tripped out of the state title opportunity. Then last year, that team that just kept building for Bryson Flax, kept getting better. They lose by 20 in this game at Hesston. They come back in their sub-state on this floor, and they end the Swathers season in the postseason and get back to state. It was unbelievable for Bryson Flax and that crew to accomplish what they did last year, and you hope some of that momentum carries into this season, don't you?
Yeah, you really do, and that's the fun thing. You're going to see a heavyweight fight tonight. You have 2 top 10 ranked teams in the state, and again, rightfully so. I know we talk about these preseason rankings. They don't mean a lot, but these are both teams that deserve the ranking where they are. But I think a lot like last year, we talked about how that the basketball team kind of came out. They didn't have as much practice as Hesston because of their football run. You're going to see even less practice from this Southeast Saline team tonight. But nobody cares about that, right? Like, nobody cares. You're going out. You're throwing punches at each other, legally. You're going to see just an absolute heavyweight fight. Again, it's another just pleasure to be on the microphone with you and to be able to watch this basketball game and to see the debut of Coach Francis Flax. Like, we're the best dressed coach. I mean, it's, I think we all enjoyed seeing what his son Bryson is wearing over the past couple of years. It doesn't look like Coach Francis Flax is wearing any Jordans tonight. He's got his wingtips on and he's ready to go. And let's go.
He's wearing shoes that need polished.
Yes.
You don't wipe those down with a warm rag when you get home, that's for sure. Yeah, the shoe game has been strong, and of course we'll keep that going too. Whenever we see Bryson around in the gym, I'm sure he'll be rocking something sweet. But this Southeast of Saline team, they are going to be really, really kind of enthralling. Like, they will capture our attention. They will do a lot of great things. They'll be fun to watch. There'll be times, I think, where they'll probably score in the 70s. There'll be times probably where they're scoring in the 40s, and they're having trouble because they have two guys that can really fill it up. They need to do it on a consistent basis. I think people, including myself, forget when I was going over a little bit of game film this week and looking at some stats and the way last season kind of ended, boy, Gannon Jacobson just took off, didn't he? He found out the way to play varsity basketball and the way that he could excel. He had a great summer from what I understand. Look for Gannon to jump in that sidecar along with Owen Bailey, and those two to be probably one of the best guard tandems in Class 3A.
Yeah, without a doubt. If you want to play NBA jams in the state of Kansas, you couldn't pick two better players to play NBA jam if you're our age, if you're at an arcade, than Gannon Jacobson and Owen Bailey. These two can get buckets. They can get buckets from the paint. They can get buckets from the outside. My favorite thing about Gannon Jacobson, if Gannon Jacobson wasn't a football player, we would know about him. Like, I think the entire state that follows basketball knows who number 0 for Southeast Salina is. And then he just went off and he absolutely just put himself in the spotlight, leading Southeast Saline to a state championship as just a freak quarterback. The things he was able to do on the gridiron, I'm excited to see how that confidence, I mean, that's something that maybe Gannon didn't play with a lot of last year as a sophomore. He maybe lacked some confidence at times. If that kid lacks confidence right now, then I don't know what confidence is, because that kid needs to have the biggest without saying it. Like, Gannon Jacobson is one of one right now, and I'm excited to see how quickly this transition can be made to the hardwood.
Starting lineups brought to you by Dr. Andrew Westbrook, Maori Clinic Sports Medicine. Let's first go over Hesston. It's Asher Dutchendorf, a 5'11 senior. Ty Unruh, a 6'2 junior. Reed Friesen, the leading scorer on this team from a year ago. He's a 6'6 senior, 15.7 rebounds a game. Daniel Umbreras, a 5'9 junior, along with Drew Bartell, a 6'5 sophomore. You hear that, you see 6'6", 6'5". That's the problem tonight for Southeast of Saline. They will have Gannon Jacobson, 6'1 junior. Also Owen Bailey, a 6'1 senior. Sam Knopf, a 6'1 senior. Isaiah Kerr, a 6' junior. And Tanner Schroeder, a 6'1 senior. Jacobson and Bailey, the two returning starters for Southeast of Saline, they both averaged right around 12 points a game. Gannon led the team last year with steals and also assists. They were tied at the end of the season for leading scorers on this team. Owen Bailey was the only Trojan on this Southeast of Saline team that scored in double digits in all 3 games of the state tournament. Of course, Francis Flax, I can't say how many years he's been at or how many victories he has, other than maybe all of them.
Hey, and this feels like it's March right now. I mean, this gym is packed. We talked about it before the girls' game as the fans are filing in. It's packed right now. The people know what this game means. This is going to be a fun Friday night.
Hesston will win the tip. They'll have the first possession of the night. They play it around up top. Goes to Bartell. Now he plays it off to Dutchendorf. Try to get a look downside to Friesen. Friesen a little back and forth on Jacobson. Works his way back into the lane. He was buried underneath the basket, but was able to get it back in and play it off the backboard.
A great length from Friesen right there. You saw that he was just buried underneath the backboard. Didn't have a lot of room. Was still able to find a little wiggle area. Nice finish.
2-0 Hesston. Now they take it away from Southeast of Saline in another bucket. That is up and in for Hesston, who comes out to an early 4-0 start.
Yeah, Ty Unruh right there. Nice little jump stop. Then kind of staggers to the other side. Just great movement while he's in the air. Nice finish from Unruh.
Owen Bailey has it. Ends up going past Schroeder and ends up in the hands of Isaiah Kerr. Now they'll play to Caden Perry. Southeast loses it again.
And we saw this game last year. Bailey just went off. His first game for the Trojans. I don't think there was much of a scouting report on him at the time. There's definitely one on him tonight as he was contested with that 25-footer.
Friesen took it to the lane. He was challenged that time by Tanner Schroeder, and foul will go on Schroeder. It's our first foul of the game. So Friesen will step to the free throw line. Already 2 points to his credit. First free throw is on its way, and it is no good. Fell off the left-hand side.
And Devin, it's always interesting to see these bigs at the free throw line and like what their stroke is. You can tell that Friesen, he's got outside games. That's a nice stroke. He missed the first free throw. The second one goes in, but that's a nice stroke from the big man.
Live stream video of tonight's game on SalinaPost.com. You can view it right now free of charge.
Yeah.
And that is brought to you by L&L Advisors. A foul in the backcourt. Going to be called here on Hesston. It's Ty Unruh who will get the first foul for the Swathers tonight.
And you can see Coach Roth not happy with that defense right there. I mean, it looked like right there just Unruh just kind of got lazy with it. How you didn't see It's right there. Kerr inbounds the ball, never established possession according to the official right there. Back inbounds, turnover on Southeast Saline.
Yeah, Jacobson gave it right back to Isaiah Kerr, who was a little slow getting inbounds that time, and Southeast of Saline commits their third turnover. Here's a lob pass inside, a turnaround shot that is up no good. A rebound, and the putback is. That's from Drew Bartle.
Yeah, and just nice little inbounds play. Isolated him early, missed the first shot, and then he went and got his offensive rebound. Big-time three right there to answer back from Perry.
Caden Perry with a three. 7-3 the score. Hesston started out on a 7-0 run here. There's a runner to the basket and a layup that is up and good by Ty Unruh. Perry only appeared in 5 varsity games last season. In those games that he appeared, he averaged just under a point a game. He already has 3 here in this one. 9-3 our score. Southeast of Saline trailing with the basketball. Bailey shoved in the back here towards the timeline. He keeps composure in the dribble. Now it's going to swing around through Perry. Now back to Isaiah Kerr. Kerr finds Bailey. Bailey quick trigger for 3. It's up and bounced around. Thought it was going to go home, but it falls off, and the rebound taken in by Asher Dutchendorf for Hesston. Garrett Roth wants to slow it down here, yelling at his guys to hit the brakes and set up a play. 9-3. 5:43 left to go here, first quarter. High post, now low post. Hesston in a trap down low. They're going to drive out of it, and Friesen's going to drop it as he fades away. 5 points early for Reed Friesen for Hesston.
Yeah, and that's going to be tough right now. How do you handle Friesen down low? Right now it's Jacobson on him. Not an easy matchup for anybody, let alone you have one of your best perimeter players on the big from Hesston.
Isaiah Kerr had this ball. It's a three-pointer from the corner. Looked like it was deflected, hit the side of the backboard, did not go out of bounds, and Heston's going to take it and bring it the other way. Here's a drive to the basket, and the layup is good, and the foul. 3-point play opportunity coming up for Ty Unruh.
Well, you immediately see Unruh. His ability to get to the basket is going to be a problem. You saw him right there. He had Perry in his hip pocket, did a good job exploding the bucket, draws the foul, and the and one opportunity.
Caden Perry will get the foul. It'll be the second team foul for Southeast of Saline, and Francis Flax wants a 30-second timeout to talk about this. If you're just tuning in, 67-39, the score earlier. Hesston defeating Southeast of Saline. We'll talk to Shauna Smith coming up at halftime, if she can come join us of this game and see her thoughts on a very young Southeast of Saline Lady Trojan team that will now turn their attention to a Tuesday game in Abilene against the Cowgirls. Both those teams will come in looking for their first win of the season. Abilene lost tonight to Towanda Circle. Here, quick start for Hesston, 13-3. And Tyler, just some really good offense here ran by the Swathers. They don't have many empty possessions.
No, they don't at all. And you've seen the possession. They haven't shot a shot outside of 10 feet right now. I mean, they're just working the offense, attacking the rim. They're doing a really good job. And that's something, when you don't work defensive rotations, when you haven't had a lot of practices, I mean, this whole team's been together for less than a week, so it's going to be interesting to see how they work.
Free throw left off the board by Ty Unruh. Rebound Southeast. Here comes Jacobson with it. Gannon attacks the top of the circle here, now kicks it out to Bailey. Bailey looked at a 3, now he passes up, swings it around. Ball ends up on the opposite side of the floor. Perry inside to Schroeder. Schroeder in a brief Swather double team. Kicks it back out to Perry. Perry now looking back up top to Jacobson, who's near the logo. Jacobson clears it out. He has the 6'6" Reed Friesen on him. Inside now to Perry, and a nice look from Owen Bailey.
Yeah, it's a great look from Bailey right there. And he knows that defense is going to suck out to him because Bailey's range is endless right there. So Swathers come out. Nice finish from Perry.
Need that possession where you can get some points out of the timeout. But now here's a three-pointer by Gavin Larson into the cup. Larson off the bench hitting a 3 for Hesston. We approach the halfway mark now of the first quarter. 16-5 the score. It's an 11-point Hesston lead. Kerr with it in the corner. Now lob pass way up high in front of the scorer's table to Owen Bailey. Bailey fires it back to Perry, opposite side. Perry to Jacobson. And they're going to call an offensive foul here on Southeast of Saline. It's going to go against Tanner Schroeder away from the ball. That is his second.
Yeah, it's a tough foul. Anytime you have a starter that's got 2 fouls this early, I didn't see it. I didn't see any action going on down there as the ball was out on the perimeter. But Schroeder now with 2 is going to have to figure out how to play with that.
Cooper Carlin tried to check into the game. He was not signaled in, and he is summoned back to the scorer's table. Obviously probably coming in for Schroeder, who just picked up his second. 3:49 left to play here. First quarter. Good start here by Hesston. 16-5 Swathers. And now another foul away from the ball. This will go against Drew Bartell, his first second team foul for Hesston.
And again, some action down low. You could see that they're trying to run a screen, and Bartell just never got the feet set. It was a little bit too big. I think it's one thing. We talk about illegal screens all the time, but if your feet are outside of your shoulders, these officials are going to call that for an illegal screen. That's going to get you most of the time.
Jacobson up top. He'll dump it off right now to Isaiah Kerr. Now it ends up in the hands of Owen Bailey. Bailey has that left wrist taped. Kicks it now. It ends up with Caden Perry. Now to Jacobson. He wants to drive. Every time Jacobson puts the ball on the floor, he is being hand-checked into Gypsum.
Well, yes, and here's the thing. With Friesen out of the game right now, this is when Jacobson's got to go. If anybody other than Friesen's on him, he's got to attack. Friesen, 6'6", that wingspan, he's able to do some different things. As you see Jacobson, hands on his knees, he's used to having a play or two where he can hand it off to Grady Gebhardt, you know. But that's something else that we don't talk about. The condition, obviously these guys are in great shape. I mean, these guys never came off the field playing football, but this is a different kind of shape. As you see, a shot just a little bit short from Gannon. Those legs will come back as he airballs that 24-footer, but got to get in basketball shape, completely different.
That one goes out of bounds. Hesston will have it back here. 3:19 left to go. Swathers leading by 11. 16-5 is our score. Swathers have it. Working it off to the right-hand side. Blake Hansen has it. Now top of the circle they go to Jack Humphreys. Both those guys have come off the bench here. Asher Dutchendorf now has a free throw line extended left-hand wing. Watching his offense work here. Not a lot of movement for Hesston. Southeast in a man-to-man. Dutchendorf's going to take it, and it's going to be blocked and taken away by Southeast. Nice job there by Caden Perry, keeping that ball alive and saving it for the Trojans. Now Jacobson in transition. Left one off the backboard. Might have got fouled there on the right forearm as he went across the lane. Ended up trying to finish on the left-hand side of the rack, but was denied.
Yeah, just impressive by Jacobson to get there. And you can see maybe a frustration foul right there, kind of went after the basketball. But you want to see Jacobson go up with that left hand. Use that right hand to kind of fend the defender off. See right now he's called for the foul. Too far away from the bucket. It's not a foul you want to see called on Jacobson.
First foul on Gannon Jacobson. Fourth team foul for Southeast of Saline. Again, remember, there are no one-and-ones. There is no one-and-one bonus situation anymore. That was did away with last season. It is 5 fouls is your limit each quarter. It resets at the end of each quarter. And when you get to 5 fouls, the other team will be shooting 2. Inside, here's a mismatch body-wise down low. Drew Bartell backing down a Trojan. And Cooper Carlin that time was just a victim.
Yeah, and they're gonna find those mismatches. That's what you have with Bartell. You see a foul right there from Carrick. Carrick turns the ball over in the backcourt. Really smart foul because Unruh had in the NBA, you're going to see that with a free throw, and you're going to get an opportunity. But right there in high school basketball, it's a good foul. Even though it's the 5th and it's going to send Unruh to the free throw line, you're at least going to make him earn it from the stripe instead of a wide open layup.
Carroll will come out after the double bad turnover, then the foul. Hesston will go to the free throw line with Ty Unruh shooting 2. He is 0 for 1 in this game. Grady Gebhardt has stepped into the contest for the first time. First free throw by Unruh rattles out. 2:13 left to go, opening quarter. 16-5 is our score. Hesston leading by double digits. Second look coming up here for Ty Unruh. And he swishes that one home. Breaks out of the streak at the free throw line, now 1 for 3. Expands that Hesston lead to 12. Caden Perry with it. Brings the left-hand side now to Jacobson. Owen Bailey was posting up down low. Jacobson's going to clear him out. Gannon now going to work on the baseline. Spin move. Nowhere to go there. Now he comes back, and a 5-second closely guarded count will be whistled, and a turnover for Southeast of Saline, their 5th.
Yeah, it's good. Really good defense from Asher Dutchendorf right there. It looked like Gannon's trying to get that isolation move. Just took a couple of too many dribbles to get that started. But once he had it started, it was fine. But then that's where Dutchendorf's defense just came into play. That 5-second call, it's a good call from the officials.
1:44 left to go here, opening quarter. Hesston continues to run through their offense. They get it inside to Friesen. He catches it with the left hand, turns and scores off the left-hand side of the window. Reed Friesen now with 7 early points. 14-point lead for the Swathers, their biggest so far of the game. Here's Owen Bailey with a long 3, and that drops home. Owen Bailey with his first basket of the night. Hesston, though, quickly down the floor. Very poor transition defense that time by Southeast. Drew Bartell now has a half a dozen. Southeast attacking back their way now. Jacobson with a low dribble to the free throw line as we approach the 1-minute mark. Gebhardt now has his first offensive touch. Goes back to Perry, and he is going to be stumbling into a traveling violation for the 6th turnover of the night.
And you're seeing right now, like, you want to play fast for Southeast. You know that's what they do. They have the athleticism to do it, but not too fast. I mean, you want to play smooth and quick. Right now, they're just kind of a bit too sped up. Again, we've talked about this. Haven't been on the hardwood a lot. Haven't had a lot of reps together. Just got to slow things down, go through your sets.
21-8 the score. They go back inside to Bartell, and he's going to be hit up high. This will be one of 2 Trojans. We'll see who gets signaled with it here at the table. Grady Gebhardt was the first one to arrive there, and it will go on him. Grady gets his first foul.
Well, I think that's what Grady does. Grady just has that mindset to know that if he's down low and a big catches the ball, he was a little bit late on his rotation, he's going to make a hard foul, make it difficult, and as we see the first free throws miss. So right now you got to say it's a good foul.
I'll tell you, this has nothing to do with this end of the floor. It's more on the other end of the floor. Grady Gebhardt took 20 shots all season last year. That's going to have to change.
Without a doubt. Because we talk about just his awareness. He understands what's going on. But, yes, he's going to have to be asked to do much more of an offensive role. And he didn't have to do more last year. Like, there were so many offensive weapons. He's usually guarding the best team's guard. He's doing so many things. He's so heady with the basketball. He doesn't create silly turnovers. He just makes the right move. But you're exactly right. He's going to have to shoot a lot more this season.
Isaiah Kerr back into the game. He has the basketball now. Coming up the far sideline on the right-hand side, he'll play a bullet of a pass to Gebhardt. Grady dances around with it. Now he's going to go across the logo here at center court. 35 seconds left to go, first quarter. Gebhardt over to Jacobson. Now to Kerr on the right wing. Now to Owen Bailey. Comes off a screen, fires a 3, and splashes a 3 home. Owen Bailey with back-to-back threes. 22-11 now, our score.
And it's such a quick release. Like, I mean, the angle on that shot was really difficult. He catches it from that baseline to the wing. That's not easy. Didn't have a lot of room. It's a great finish from Bailey.
Here's Friesen going to the cup, and he's just running over people. Reed Friesen gets another basket for Hesston. 3 seconds left. Bailey launches it from half court, and he nails it. Owen Bailey with 3 3-pointers for Southeast of Saline, and he just buried one from the scorer's table on the stripe at half court. We are at the end of one. Southeast of Saline and Hesston going at it here. Hesston with a double-digit lead as we hit the end of the first quarter here on KINA.
Knauf Auto and Truck Accessories. Everything to bling out your ride in one place, including top-quality lift kits, wheels and tires, bumpers, Jeep accessories, fender flares, bed covers, bed liners, step bars, even custom painting. Knauf Auto is the and soil dealer and has many synthetics and filters in stock. Visit Knauf Auto on Facebook for specials, great ideas, and let them make your truck stick out in a crowd. Knauf Auto and Truck Accessories, supporting the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
Fall is the absolute best time for the experts at Commercial Tire Centers to look over your vehicle. Summer was tough on your tires, and winter's coming on strong. You don't want to be left stranded with tires that aren't performing. Car, truck, SUV, trailers, farm, and big rigs. Commercial Tire will help you keep safe and productive. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
This game is a double-digit lead for Hesston. Could be a lot worse right now. But 3 3-pointers from Owen Bailey here in this first quarter. The last one coming from half court.
And the most impressive thing about that half court shot, Devin, there was traffic and that was a jumper. Like, it wasn't like us running up and just heaving a shot up. Caught that ball in traffic. Impressive. And now he's feeling it. There's another one from the wing as he misses.
Here's a Hesston player trying to keep it in bounds. He does. Now Hesston with a run out. And here's a strip from behind. Now ball on the floor. A couple of scraps going after it. And the ball is going to be awarded to the Swathers.
And you can tell that Hesston, they want to run. I mean, and this is a team that's fully capable of doing it. When you got Friesen down there, Friesen misses that shot on the block. Just does a great job creating another offensive rebound. You're seeing right there just great position from Hesston as it's Kerr it's going to be called for the push right there, trying to get the defensive board.
So first foul of the quarter goes against Southeast of Saline. It's going to be on Isaiah Kerr. That is his second. There's another shot inside. Friesen missed that one, though, and Kerr will clean it up. Here's Jacobson at the rim. Missed that one. Now Hesston in transition. 6:58 left to go, second quarter. Here's a runner on the left-hand side by Friesen. That's going to be short off the rim, but a foul. And are they calling this a shooting foul? They are not. Foul on the floor.
Well, and that's what makes Friesen extremely dangerous. Like, we've seen how dangerous he can be down low. Now we're starting to see him catch the ball 15 feet away and still attack. It's a tough pill to swallow right there. It's tough. It's a tough matchup for anybody in the state. Really tough for Gannon Jacobson right now. He's going to get a well-deserved breather.
Sam Knopf back into the game for Gannon Jacobson. Knopf had 5 points in that first quarter. Big lob pass outside, Drew Bartell, and now a foul will be called on Grady Gebhardt. Gebhardt that time was battling for the basketball and knocked Ty Unruh down. So Gebhardt will have 2 fouls now. 3 quick fouls, though, for Southeast of Saline here in the first minute 9 of the second quarter. 24-14 our score. Duchendorf with it up top. He'll play it to Unruh. Unruh behind his back at the free throw line and hits the runner. What a nifty move that was by Ty Unruh, who has 9.
The junior Unruh has just been very, very creative. I mean, he's so good at the ball. He's so good on the perimeter, can dribble, can do things. We've seen him now attack the rim several times. Unruh's going to be a problem.
Left-hand side now. Sam Knopf has it. Pick the dribble up. Now looking for some help. There's Isaiah Kerr. Owen Bailey spins off, went back door. Kerr missed him. Now Kerr stuck without a dribble. He's going to play it back off to Knopf. Gebhardt and Bailey in the same area, center court. Bailey's going to take it, gets into the paint, throws up a runner. That won't go anywhere. Ball on the floor now, but Bartell's going to pick it up for Hesston. We have a swather that might have hit his head on something. I don't know if it was the floor, but Ty Unruh took a spill there, and something hit him above his left eye. So he will have to get some attention. Reed Friesen back into the game for Hesston. Also, Owen Bailey will take a break here for Southeast of Saline. Tiernan Potacik into the game for the first time for the Trojans. 5:52 left to go. Second period, 26-14. Inside, Bartell with it, had a block from behind, and it's going to be taken on the opposite side off the rebound by Gannon Jacobson.
And this is a big spell right now with Unruh out of the game. He's conducted this entire offense from Hesston. Just took a blow to the face right there. Let's see if Southeast can do something with him off the floor.
Awfully tough when you're Southeast. Your tallest kids are 6'2". You're looking at 6'5" and 6'6" with all the starters on the floor for Hesston. Right now they still have Bartell in there. Now Friesen out there as well. Potacik plays it off to Kerr, right-hand side. Now to Knopf. They play it back out. Potacik, he had his shot block, trying to shoot over the 6'6" Friesen, who got there quicker than what he was expecting. Here's Hesston now in transition. Little secondary break action looking. They go down under the low to Friesen, and Friesen had Jacobson pinned on his hip, and he's going to score on the left-hand side. Double digits now for Reed Friesen, who has 11.
Yeah, it's easier said than done, but when he gets 2 feet in the paint, it's almost impossible to stop. Great finish from Friesen.
28-14, second time in this half that Hesston has led by 14 points. Potacik has the basketball. Had to get a lob pass that was sent over by Kerr. Now they play it back to the right-hand side. A three-pointer that's up and no good. And the rebound taken in by Sam Knopf. Now he'll try a three, right wing. That's no good. Crashing in from the outside is Caden Perry. And a swather is knocked down, and the foul will go against Southeast. So Caden Perry will collect his second foul. Four different Trojans have 2 fouls right now. as Francis Flack's trying to protect some of his guys from early foul trouble. Still 4:24 left to go here in the second period.
Well, and the way Hesston plays, you're gonna get in foul trouble. They want you to get in foul trouble. They just buried the ball down low to start the game. You get a couple of guys with a couple of fouls, and then they extend you out a little bit. It's a tough matchup.
Bartell inside, and he kicks it outside. Daniel Lumbreras will fire the three, and he drains it. 31-14 the score. Hesston continues to pull away. Knopf has it, left wing. Now he fires it through the defense. Ends up with Caden Perry, and it's going to be a foul called here against the Swathers, just their first foul of the second quarter.
And Lumbreras is called for the foul down there on Jacobson. You could tell right there, and I love what Flax is doing. You saw that they designed a play where you get Jacobson, you get Friesen off of Jacobson. It was Lumbreras, the smaller player, and he couldn't do anything else. He held on to Jacobson. That's actually a really good foul. Just stops everything, slows it down for Hesston. Get some guys in and out for the Swathers.
Check out the Bennington State Bank scoreboard briefly. Sacred Hearts boys leading Clifton Clyde at halftime, 20-17. Great Bend 20, Salina South 10 at the end of the first. Also, Harrington beat El Saline tonight in girls play. And Central Plains beat Smoky Valley in girls play. Also, Blue Valley Randolph beat Solomon in girls play. 31-14 here. Hesston with their biggest lead of the night. Here's Tiernan Potacik for three. That one kind of died off the back of the rim. Good shot, though, by Tiernan. Wide open on the outside, top of the key. Here comes Hesston back the other way. 3:30 left to go here in the second quarter. Friesen has it down low. He's going to size up the Southeast defense. Now he kicks it out. Ty Unruh back in there. Good to see him back on the floor as he passes and cuts through. Friesen has it. Turnaround jump shot, no good. Potacik with the rebound. He plays it briefly off to Gebhardt. Now Gebhardt fires the outlet up the floor to Gannon Jacobson. Jacobson dances with the dribble. Friesen there to guard. 3:05 left to go, second period. Lob pass over the top. A catch inside. Now a kick back out. It ends up with Jacobson for three. That one sails off to the right as he fired it from the left wing, and Hesston has the rebound.
And Devin, it's play right there. We saw two different Trojans pass up open threes to kind of kick that to Jacobson. You want to see that shot taken by those. Jacobson takes a contested three. But with the flow of that, he kind of felt like he needed to. You want to see that shot taken by one of those first two.
Hey, you'd like to see Schroeder put that ball up off the window inside, but he was really apprehensive. Maybe he felt he was buried too far underneath the basket for that. And now Owen Bailey will check back into the game. He'll replace Tiernan Potacik. 2:35 left to go here before halftime. Again, we'll see if Shauna Smith has an opportunity to chat here at the break. Talk about the Southeast of Saline's ladies' first game of the season. 2:30 left to go. Here in the second quarter of the guys' contest. Beautiful backdoor look and a find of Blake Hansen that time. Drew Bartell turning backside. Hit Hansen streaking in on the left-hand side of the basket. Now Jacobson trying to force his way down inside. He does, and he is fouled on the shot attempt. Free throws coming up for Gannon Jacobson.
Well, and the thing we talked about, the spotlight on Gannon, there's going to be a target on, and every basketball coach has the target on Gannon already. But then again, talking about this football season, the target's there. And that's, Gannon hasn't taken a shot without somebody in his pocket all night. This is the first time he's been able to do it at the free throw line as he buries the first.
First point of the game for Gannon Jacobson. And that's the first point of the second quarter for Southeast of Saline. Nearly 6 minutes have gone by. Second shot on the way is good. 2 free throws at the line for Gannon Jacobson. 33-15 our score. Little token full court pressure now by Southeast of Saline. Hesston negotiating that traffic right now. Unruh dribbled off his foot and out of bounds. That'll be just the second turnover for Hesston.
And that little token pressure that full court pressure creates that opportunity right there. Just kind of gets you out of your rhythm. It doesn't let you set up that half court offense. Let's see if Southeast can get something. Let's look at it right now. 33-15 with 2 minutes to go in the first half. See if you can cut this down to about 12 before you go into the half.
Under 2 minutes left to go. Grady Gebhardt has it on the right-hand side. Pivoting back and forth, still has his dribble. Now he'll take one and play it to Gannon Jacobson. Jacobson, though, was kind of shoved in the back there by Duchendorf, and Asher's going to take it all the way to the cup and score. Asher Duchendorf able to get his first basket of the game. Here's Owen Bailey hanging in the lane. Can't get that shot to go down, and it's rebounded, taken back the other way by the Swathers. 35-16. Hesston running offense here on the left-hand side of the floor. They'll turn now, fire it into Bartell. Bartell backing down Schroeder. Schroeder leaves his feet. Bartell put the shot up. That's no good. Backside rebound, though, is going to be collected. And now a jump ball situation. It's Grady Gebhardt ducking in there, and he's going to tie up a slother in Jarek Humphreys. And a timeout taken here by Hesston. It's a full timeout. We will step aside and we will take it as well. 35-16, Hesston with the lead here in the second quarter. It's Trojan Basketball here on KINA.
We've all dreamt of being able to remove some of our localized excess fat, but now we can also move it to other parts of our body. Imagine being able to take some of your excess arm or thigh fat and use it to enhance the size and shape of your breast, or removing that little belly pouch and using it to give your face its natural volume and contour back. At Salina Medical Aesthetics, the possibilities are truly endless. Is Beautiful right for you? Contact Salina Medical Aesthetics for a free consultation with one of our certified physicians. SalinaMedAesthetics.org.
Are you looking for a local brokerage firm to help you with your Medicare, life insurance, and annuities? L&L Advisors is the #1 local Medicare supplement and insurance specialist. Medicare can be confusing. Let the experts at L&L Advisors help make sense of it. Stop by one of 3 locations in Salina or McPherson and speak to an agent about the needs of your family. L&L Advisors, main office at 717 Roach, right off Crawford, and in the Central Mall, Salina, and downtown McPherson. Based on honesty and trust, contact L&L Advisors today.
This is Trojan Basketball on KINA.
35-16, Hesston leading here as we're back in the Equity Bank broadcast booth here at the Purple Palace of southeast of Saline. Friesen backing Jacobson down. Boy, a lot of body contact there. Nothing called, though. The officials let him play through that. Hesston missed the basket. Now they kick it back out. Friesen has it beyond the three-point line. We go inside of a minute left to play. And now Hesston is going to airmail one to the right. They're going to say it's deflected out of bounds. And I don't know. The officials are going to have to get close to this. Francis Flax might be arguing, but he was in full duck defense mode right there. I don't know how he could have seen a deflection. I didn't see one.
And Francis is correct.
Yeah. Usually you see the basketball change something, either spin or direction or something, and that ball landed squarely in the front row of the student body.
Well, here's where the problem's starting to become for Southeast. You're seeing some decent defense down low on the block, but it's the offensive rebound. It's taken so many Southeast defenders to make those shots difficult. You've got to start getting defensive rebounds. You cannot allow Hesston to continue to get second chance opportunities.
Owen Bailey driving. He's going to kick it out. Sam Knopf for 3, and he has his second one of the game. 8 points for Sam Knopf. 35-19. That helps a little bit. First field goal of the second quarter for Southeast. They were sitting on 2 free throws before that shot.
Well, that was needed right there, right? I mean, Knopf just continues to bury threes when they're needed.
Hesston now taking the clock down, playing for the last look here of the second quarter before they go to the locker room. 35-19. They dump it in down low to Bartell. Schroeder's there to defend. Bartell gets around him. Jacobson denies it. A block down low for Jacobson, and that'll bring us to halftime. A good back-and-forth possession offensively and defensively there for Southeast of Saline as they were able to get a three-pointer on offense, get a stop on defense, and they're going to go to the halftime with a 35-19 advantage. Tyler, what a way to close the half there for SES.
Yeah, it's exactly what you needed right there. You're seeing great defense down low. I mean, it just seems like Schroeder is just fighting his tail off with the bigs from Hesston. Did a great job bodying up. Great job from Gannon coming over, swiping the ball. That's what you need, some positive momentum going forward.
When we come back, we'll have numbers from the first half. We'll also see if Shauna Smith can join us. We'll talk Lady Trojan basketball. It's all coming up when we come back. 35-19, Hesston leading Southeast of Saline at the break. It's brought to you by Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories here on KINA.
When it rains, it pours, so it's important for you to get coverage that meets your needs. The team at Kniper Agency with Farmers Insurance can help you understand your options so you can prepare for what the forecast brings. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. Learn more by calling Stephanie, Morgan, or Tiffany at the Kniper Agency at 825-8419 to find out how they can help you protect the things that matter most to you.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers, Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Running out of time for laundry? Let Laundry Technicians of Salina help you. Our premier wash and fold service offers convenient same-day or 24-hour turnaround options. options. Simply drop off your laundry and pick it up fresh and folded, giving you more time for what really matters. Whether you're back from a trip, swamped at work, or caught off guard by an unexpected event, we've got your laundry covered. Visit Stella at Laundry Technicians in Craft Manor today and experience how we simplify your life one load at a time.
This is the Trojan Halftime Report. Coming up, a first half recap. Shot at the horn! Stats, interviews, and a look at other area games. Now, let's get back to the gym for Trojan Halftime on KINA.
Back here at the Purple Palace, southeast of Saline. Home games tonight to open a brand new season for southeast of Saline. John Schmidt joins us now. We're halftime of the boys game, 35-19, Hesston beating Southeast. Time now to look back at the girls contest, the first game of the night, 67-39. Hesston wins it here. But, Coach, I really want to talk about Hesston first. This is a team that got hot last year. We saw them first game of the season. I think they progressed and got even better as the season went on. They made a deep run into that state tournament, took out the two-time defending state champion, nearly got a state title. They lost to Silver Lake in the championship game. They're preseason ranked number 1, and I think they look like it tonight. They are led by a fantastic duo of Kendall Bruggen along with Abby Proctor. Those two tonight combined for 50 points. This Hesston team looked the part tonight, didn't they?
Yeah, they looked every part of it. They did a really good job. The other kids did a good job of getting them the ball and, they scored. I mean, those two were near perfect in the first half.
Didn't hurt they didn't miss shots either, I'll tell you that. It just seemed like everything they put up, especially Proctor and Bruggen, it went in. Now let's focus on your squad. This is a team that I think we can all agree and hope that this is kind of ground level, right? This is where you're going to be for this game here tonight, and it's going to keep building throughout the season. You have a young squad. You have a couple nice returners coming back, but for the most part, this is an inexperienced varsity squad. What do you think about your team tonight?
We talked after the game, and I told him I wasn't disappointed. I'm not at all. I mean, I thought the things that, we talked about rebounding, there's only a couple of times I can, think of us not, doing a good job rebounding and whatever. But also, I thought we did a good job that way. I knew that we're going to probably get in the 50s to 60s to even compete with them, and I knew that scoring was going to come. That was going to be hard for us. But to be honest, like I said, we have played for two freshmen played a lot of minutes for us, and they're only going to get better for us. I'm not disappointed at all. I said you want to be playing your best basketball in February, not in December.
Yeah, and we talk about the level of competition too, right? I mean, it kind of goes with your jamboree. You can play anybody. You can play somebody that's close to your area. You can play somebody that's in your classification or down. You elected to go with Salina Central and also Great Bend, 2 5A schools. Then you have the number 1 team in Class 3A. Your competition that you've seen so far outside of your own gym has been pretty high level, hasn't it?
Yeah, and that's kind of what we do because we know that, I told the girls that we don't choose this opener because we want an easy game. We know Hesston's always a powerhouse and always been good every year, and so this is kind of where we set our bar at. I told them, so, I'm not disappointed. We're going to come back on Tuesday, or, Monday, I guess I should say, and we're going to be better. Okay, we can't just sit here and have our heads down after this game tonight.
What is your take on offense tonight for your girls? You guys come out, you scored 17 points when this game was new. Then kind of when everybody settled in, you had trouble scoring. You had 5 points in the second quarter, 5 points in the third quarter. What's your take on that?
I think we just stopped attacking the basket, some things, like our offense, we had too much dribbling tonight. I thought we try to do things a little more one-on-one instead of just letting things come to us, and maybe they played better defense.
I saw you telling the girls and asking the girls for one more pass to kind of complete that possession, right? There's a difference in varsity basketball when you make that transition, especially as a freshman, between an open shot and a good shot, and that's a learning curve, isn't it?
Yeah, and just the physicality of the game. Yeah. But that's kind of the thing, too, is that one more pass, and they said getting that open shot there, and we had a lot of those tonight, or I told them we talked about at halftime, we'd do a skip pass, but it wasn't a crisp skip pass, so they had time to recover to it. But those are things that are going to come. I mean, those are definitely going to come with us, and we'll get better with that.
Absolutely. You're going to turn the corner now. You have 2 big games next week. You go into Abilene to play the 4A Cowgirls. They'll be looking for their first win after they lost tonight at Tawanda Circle. And then you have a state-ranked Beloit team on Friday back here at home. So another 2 opportunities for you next week. Have a good weekend, and we'll talk to you on Tuesday.
Right, thank you.
Shauna Smith, she's the head coach of the Southeast of Saline Lady Trojans. They start out their 0-1 after a 67-39 loss tonight to the Hesston Lady Swathers, the number 1 ranked team in Class 3A in the state of Kansas. We're at halftime of the boys contest. It's 35-19 our score. Hesston leading over Southeast of Saline. We'll continue with halftime. It's brought to you by the Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories right here on KINA.
We've all dreamt of being able to remove some of our localized excess fat, but now we can also move it to other parts of our body. Imagine being able to take some of your excess arm or thigh fat and use it to enhance the size and shape of your breast, or removing that little belly pouch and using it to give your face its natural volume and contour back. At Salina Medical Aesthetics, the possibilities are truly endless. Is Beautiful right for you? Contact Salina Medical Aesthetics for a free consultation with one of our certified physicians. SalinaMedAesthetics.org.
Fall is the absolute best time for the experts at Commercial Tire Centers to look over your vehicle. Summer was tough on your tires, and winter's coming on strong. You don't want to be left stranded with tires that aren't performing. Car, truck, SUV, trailers, farm, and big rigs. Commercial Tire will help you keep safe and productive. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
You're listening to Southeast Trojan Hoops on KINA.
Back here at the Purple Palace, halftime brought to you by Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. 35-19 our score here at the break. Let's go over scoring for you from that first half. Brought to you by the Bank of Tesket. First for Southeast of Saline. They're being led by Owen Bailey right now. 3 first-quarter threes. He finishes and goes to half with 9 points. Also, Sam Knopf had 8 points, 2 points for Gannon Jacobson. For Hesston, they spread it out a little bit. Reed Friesen, the only Swather in double digits with 11, 9 for Ty Unruh, also 7 for Drew Bartell. 3 points for Gavin Larson, 3 points for Daniel Umbreras, 2 points for Blake Hansen, and 2 points for Asher Dutchendorf. Halftime score, 35-19. Hesston leading it over Southeast of Saline. Back with third quarter action after this on KINA.
The Southeast of Saline Trojans are back on the hardwood, and Hancock Chiropractic is proud to support their local athletes. At Hancock Chiropractic in Salina, they believe in keeping their community strong and healthy, just like their student athletes. Whether you're recovering from a tough game or looking to stay at your best, they are here to help you move better and feel better. Call Hancock Chiropractic, 785-827-0354, or schedule online. Hancock Chiropractic, where health meets performance.
Does your free checking put more cash in your account? Does it give you free range access to ATMs nationwide? If not, tap into super-powered free Kasasa cashback checking at the Bank of Tesket. Visit bankoftesket.com to learn more. Member FDIC. Qualifications, rules, and limitations apply. Rates, rewards, and restrictions may vary by account. Contact institution for details.
We're growing your way. We're the Bank of Tesket.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Basketball on KINA.
Just about ready to go here with third quarter action. 35-19 our score. Hesston leading Southeast of Saline, rejoined now by Tyler Smith. And boy, Tyler, was just kind of an on and off first half for Southeast of Saline. They're obviously having trouble finding some points. I don't think they did a bad job defensively. They're overmatched on the inside. I think that's obvious. What do you see here in the second half? What are your new image audio keys to success for the Trojans?
You got to figure out a way to get Jacobson going, which is an obvious thing to say. I mean, he comes in, after averaging 11 last year, expecting huge things from him. Only 2 points right now. But the way that you get him going is you gotta get easy buckets for others, right? Like, there's so much attention given to Jacobson and Bailey every time they have the basketball. You got to continue to see shots fall from Knopf. You got to get some other guys involved, spread the wealth a little bit, give those guys just a little bit of, just room to breathe. I mean, one of Bailey's shots came from 50 feet away. You got to be able to give these guys just a little bit of breathing room, see if they can go cook a little bit, continue to play defense. I mean, Tanner Schroeder has been working his tail off down low. You got to be able to get rebounds, eliminate second chance opportunities. Let's go. Let's see what happens.
Jacobson has the ball off the inbounds. He'll play it to Owen Bailey. Now over to Schroeder on the left-hand wing. Free throw line extended. He'll take a little drive. Now turn around, give it back to Jacobson. Ends up with Bailey off the loose ball. Now to Knopf for three in the corner. That's no good. High rebound goes to Bartell on the weak side.
Right there. Basketball's moved around a little bit. You get Knopf an open three. If that falls, things are a little bit different. Still a good shot right there. You just move the ball from sideline to sideline, see what happens.
Unruh in the lane, puts a shot up, partially blocked, got to Karam off the block. Now a loose ball, Isaiah Kerr diving on the floor after it, and Southeast of Saline will take it away. Back to the other end we go. Jacobson all the way to the cup, left-handed layup is good. Gannon Jacobson, his first field goal of the night. That with 2 free throws, he has 4.
And I think it goes without saying with these athletes out here, Southeast Saline's going to be great in transition, but to be great in transition, you got to be really good defensively. You got to have live ball turnovers, as they did earlier. Right there's a dead ball turnover. You see great defense from Owen Bailey, forces Lambrers out of bounds on the baseline, but you got to get the ball going. You got to flow. You got to get in transition. Let your athletes be athletes.
Back-to-back turnovers for Hesston for the first time this evening. Southeast of Saline has the basketball back. It's a 14-point game. Bailey comes across half court. Now a little backdoor cut here to Sam Knopf. He'll play it out to Kerr, then get it back. Inside they go to Schroeder. He's going to go underneath the basket. His shot bothered by the much bigger 6'5" Bartell. And now Hesston has it nearly stolen away. It is stolen away. 3 consecutive turnovers. Here to Owen Bailey to the cup, and it's good. 3 straight turnovers. Owen Bailey now has 11 on the runaway layup there.
And Devin, that all-star from Kerr just diving into the Hesston sideline to get that basketball right there, to create that opportunity. Another great transition bucket from the Trojans.
Yeah, it was a bad pass by Hesston. Kerr treated it like it was one of their bad passes, and he saved that. Here's a drive now by Ty Unruh. He will get the first basket for Hesston here of the second half. He is 11 points now to Tyree Friesen for high point honors for the Swathers. 2 minutes in. It's been a good 2 minutes so far for Southeast of Saline as they came out of the locker room. Playing much better here so far. Still a long ways to go. Kerr with it up top. Now looking back left to Schroeder. Schroeder, ball above his head. Guarded by Bartell. Schroeder now takes it to the right to Knopf. Knopf back to Isaiah Kerr. Kerr back to Jacobson. Here's Jacobson firing the 3. That one misses off to the left. Rebound taken in by Unruh down low, and a foul as a couple of different Southeast Trojans went flying by, and the foul is going to be called here on Southeast. And it's going to be against Isaiah Kerr, his 3rd.
And for most players, that's a bad shot right there. But I don't think Coach Flax is disappointed with that shot from Jacobson at all. Once one of those falls, they're going to continue to fall. You just got to get that seal broken from Gannon. That first shot falls, watch out.
Hesston with the basketball. Halftime on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Abilene leading Circle on the road for the Cowboys, 33-20. Here's an up and under and a scoop with the left hand by Reed Friesen. Baker's dozen 13 for Friesen tonight.
Yeah, good composure right there. It just goes up. You see Jacobson flying around. The other Southeast defenders followed. Just nice composure for the finish for the big guy.
Kerr had it inside, plays it out to Knopf. Now he gets it back, center of the floor. Owen Bailey, ball above his head, plays it into Schroeder, and Schroeder could not get it. It's going to be taken away here by the Swathers. Here's a run out and a layup that's missed badly, but the putback is going to be an opportunity to score at the free throw line. Comes sailing in as Blake Hansen. He was fouled, and he will go to the free throw line and shoot 2. Tanner Schroeder guilty of the foul. That is now his 3rd.
Tough foul on Schroeder right there. I mean, he's just going after a loose ball. Hesston players up in the air. Schroeder's did nothing wrong. Just going to fight for the ball. It's called for his 3rd.
Hansen's first free throw is up and good. He has 3. Another check of a score here. El Saline leading Harrington at the end of the first, 29-9. Also at the end of the first, Great Bend leading Salina South in boys play, 35-26. Second free throw on the way. That one crawls off. Gannon Jacobson with the rebound. 4:40 left to go here in the 3rd. Owen Bailey up across the logo. Plays it off to the right to Grady Gebhardt, who just checked into the game. Now to Jacobson, who was fouled by Asher Dutchendorf. His first.
I mean, right there, you see Jacobson trying to receive a pass 25 feet away, but they're just hounding him. They're always in his pocket. I just see right there, Friesen wants this matchup. He doesn't want anybody else on Jacobson. He wants to be on Gannon.
Bailey with a handoff to Gannon Jacobson. Jacobson now back to Bailey. Owen Bailey, little back and forth move. Got his defender in the air, lost his dribble though. Now he plays it out to Knopf, who's open for three. That one off the heel, no good. Jacobson gets the rebound, but was in a bad spot. He had to try to save it, and it's going to go into the hands of Carter Gonzalez. Here's Friesen for three. That's no good. Rebound poked out by Hesston. They save it. Swathers keep it on their end. Halfway through the third, and a full timeout taken here by Hesston. We'll take it as well. 40-23, Hesston leading this one. 4:01 left to go here in the third quarter. Trojan basketball from the Equity Bank broadcast booth is brought to you by L&L Advisors.
When it rains, it pours, so it's important for you to get coverage that meets your needs. The team at Kniper Agency with Farmers Insurance can help you understand your options so you can prepare for what the forecast brings. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. Learn more by calling Stephanie, Morgan, or Tiffany at the Kniper Agency at 825-8419 to find out how they can help you protect the things that matter most to you.
We are farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers, Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
And the second free throw is good. The Trojans have called timeout to make some important decisions.
Hi, fans. It's Winnell Garrettson from Salina Homes. In every game, there are lots of options to make the right play. And in real estate, the plays can be challenging. Whether you're a first-time buyer, upsizing for the family, investing in rentals or commercial property, or selling land, I have the knowledge to help you win your real estate game. It's sure to be a slam dunk when I serve as your realtor. Buy or sell, call Winnell.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
4:01 left to go here in the third quarter. 40-23 is our score. Devin Haney, Tyler Smith back here courtside. Travis Godfrey working the video tonight from the Purple Palace here at Southeast of Saline. Hesston with the basketball. They have the big lead of 17. Their biggest lead came of 19 points earlier on in this game. Took a shot there. They could not get it. Carter Gonzalez peels it back out as the Swathers continue to keep possessions alive with offensive rebounding. They lead it by 17. Here's Friesen. Again, just crashing into Jacobson. Those two have been at it all night. Friesen's going to leave it off, and a shot that is up and good by Gavin Larson. He has 5.
Yeah, now that we're seeing Friesen kind of extend his game out a little bit, and you saw good defense from Jacobson. The help came, though, and Friesen finds the open Swather.
Owen Bailey drives into the keyhole. He fires a 17-footer that comes off the left, no good. Hesston back the other way. Here's the Swathers. Little teardrop shot along the baseline won't go down from Libreris. It's going to be rebounded, though, and put right back in there by Carter Gonzalez. His first basket of the night. 44-23. Biggest lead of the evening here for the Hesston Swathers. Jacobson back the other way to Bailey. Now they skip pass over the top to Knopf. Jacobson has it back. Bailey, long distance three won't go. A Swather on the ground, tipped it back out. Now the ball is loose. Jacobson trying to pick it up. Hansen on the floor for Hesston. And it's going to go dual possession. The light in the favor of the Hesston bench. Want to remind you, high school basketball scoreboard show tonight and every Friday night during basketball season on KINA from 10 until 11 o'clock. Your scores and game wraps from across the state of Kansas. Eric Peterson will take you on the journey, and it's brought to you for a full hour every Friday night by Salina Surgical Hospital.
And there's really no better way to keep up, right? No newspapers these days. Just listen to the radio, get all your scores, all your highlights.
Scoreboard show and Salina Post.
Fantastic. Yep. That's all I do.
You're missing out if you don't follow Salina Post on X or Twitter, whatever you want to still call it. Tyler Henry just keeps that machine going 1,000 miles an hour.
It's fantastic.
44-23. Here's Southeast of Saline. Bailey gets into the paint. Teardrop leaner is up and good. Owen Bailey has 4 points in the third quarter, 13 for the game.
And great creativity midair to kind of shift that basketball, get that shot off, avoid the block. Great job.
Here's a steal by Knopf. Sam with it on the right wing now. So he took it away from the Swathers. He'll play it to Gebhardt. Gebhardt waiting on his mates to catch up. Now stuck with it in front of the Southeast bench. He'll dribble back to the center of the floor. And a holding foul called here away from the ball against Hesston. Trying to bottle Owen Bailey up there. The foul will go against Daniel Umbreras.
Yeah, Umbreras threw it right away. He kind of got caught with his hand on top of Owens. As soon as the whistle blew, he knew right away.
Owen Bailey will come out of the game. Tiernan Potacik will check in. 140 left to go here in the third. Jacobson had his dribble poked away. It's going to be taken away by the Swathers. Second turnover of the quarter for Southeast of Saline. Southeast has not been careless with the ball tonight, Tyler. That's only their 8th turnover.
Yeah, and you talk about it against defense like this, as you see Potacek called for a foul out on the perimeter. Against a Hesston defense like this, they go for a lot of steals because they know they got the bigs. They know they got Bartell, they got Friesen down low that can kind of erase shots if you make a mistake as a guard. So yeah, you're exactly right. You're not seeing a lot of turnovers from Southeast, which has got to be something Coach Flax is happy with.
44-25 the score.
Oh,
here's a pass that's whipped inside, and it's going to be an easy basket from Drew Bartell. Dutchendorf with the pass that time. Give him credit as well. 46-25. Back to a 21-point margin. 1:03 left to go. Here before the end of the third. Grady Gebhardt, one-handed pass down to the corner. It's going to go to Caden Perry. Perry back out to Potacek. Tiernan dribbling with that left hand, and he's going to be shoved out of bounds. The foul will go against the Swathers. Ty Unruh guilty of that contact as he picks up his second. Join us Tuesday. We'll be in Abilene to take on the Cowgirls and Cowboys. 6 o'clock first tip for the girls game. Boys action to follow. That comes to you from Abilene on Tuesday. Gannon Jacobson with a nifty little turnaround. Scores his second field goal of the game. He has 6.
And right there, Gannon knew it. He had defenders all over him, but he was in a good spot. He knew he was about 5 feet away from the bucket. Nice little move. Fakes one way, goes up the other. Great finish from Jacobson.
46-27 to score. 26 seconds left to play here in the third. Unruh with it. Clock down to 19. They'll bring it back center of the floor near the logo. Retreats almost all the way to the half-court stripe. Now he comes off left. Guarded by Grady Gebhardt. Here's the high screen. Unruh to the right-hand side of the cup. Got forced away from the basket. And now Hesston lost the basketball on the baseline. That ball was an air ball. It came off the other side and got trimmed down on the baseline off a Swather. So Southeast will have it with 6 seconds left to go in the quarter.
Well, and Devin, I'm not a great X's and O's guys, but I would put Bailey in and run that one play where you just shoot from half court with 6 seconds left if I'm Coach Flax. Bailey's not in the game right now, but that's what I would do.
They're 1 for 1 on that play. That's always one you can go back to. Here's Jacobson, spin move at half court. He's going to get to the three-point line and a shot off the back of the rim, and that'll bring us to the end of the third. 46-27 is our score. Hesston leading Southeast of Saline with 1 more quarter left to go. It's Trojan Basketball, and it's brought to you by L&L Advisors.
For 40 years, Phillips Seed has delivered top-quality certified seeds. With wheat drilling season approaching, now's the time to reach out to Phillips Seed Farms for the latest variety options and tailored seed treatments. It's also the perfect opportunity to plant your corn hybrids and soybean varieties for the 2025 planting season. Visit PhillipsSeed.com, follow us on Facebook and X, or connect with a local seed dealer near you. Phillips Seed, serving, innovating, growing since 1985.
In the trenches and on the ground, that's where the game is won. Isaacson Truck Line is a proud supporter of the Southeast of Saline Trojans. For local and long-haul service of freight and livestock, call Isaacson Truck Line, reminding you to have a safe Friday night on the roads. Wreak havoc, Trojans.
The Appliance Center. It's where you go to shop for washers, dryers, kitchen appliances, furniture, pellet grills, TVs, and so much more. If you are looking for a local, family-owned business, visit the Appliance Center. We're in the big red and white building on South Broadway in Salina. Come experience the Appliance Center difference.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Basketball on KINA.
Back in the Equity Bank broadcast booth, Devin Haney along with Tyler Smith, Travis Godfrey along for the ride on video. That is free of charge on SalinaPost.com, and it is brought to you by L&L Advisors. 2 locations in Salina, one of them in the Central Mall next to Joanne Fabrics, the other one over by Salina Stadium, just off the intersection of Crawford and Roach, the third location in downtown McPherson. Those guys have been working hard. They've gone through open enrollment here, and that ends tomorrow. I bet they're taking a deep breath tomorrow night. 46-27 our score here. Hesston leading Southeast of Saline. Trojans start out with the basketball. Owen Bailey with it on the right wing. Now a skip pass across the formation of Jacobson. He'll fire a 3. That one crawls in and out, no good. And the rebound taken in by Carter Gonzalez in the middle. Boy, that ball looked like it was down.
Yeah, it really did. And we're starting to see Carter Gonzalez do a lot of dirty like when I say dirty, I want to mean this in a good way. Like, we're seeing him get defensive rebounds, offensive rebounds. He's doing all those kind of nasty things. You see Friesen denied at the rim right there. But you're starting to see rolls right here for Hesston that maybe Southeast hasn't had the time to figure out themselves. But Carter Gonzalez is kind of a fun little smaller player that finds himself in the paint a lot.
I remember him doing some of the same stuff last year, and I was just like, man, doesn't every team need that type of player?
Yes, right there. And a great finish. Perry right there, nice little reverse layup, but you're exactly right. He does those things that nobody else wants to do. He's down there in the paint, and he's not a big guy.
First basket of the game for Caden Perry. There's a pass inside that's fired in there to Reed Friesen. Friesen has 15, but I think half of those have come on sensational passes from his guards like that one.
They really have, and he's got great hands. He knows where he is when he's got 2 feet in the lane. He finishes extremely well.
6:32 left to go here in this one, 48-29. Southeast just kind of hanging around here. It's kind of been that 17 to 21 point range for most of the second half. Grady Gebhardt had it inside, stared it down though too long, and it's taken away by Daniel Umbreras. He's going to try a baseball pass up the floor, and it will not be a good one. It's going to have to be saved by Gonzalez, but it's back into the hands of Southeast. Jacobson works his way into the lane, gets a lot of contact, made the bucket, and is fouled, but they're going to wave the basket off.
I love seeing that from Jacobson, though. There's a 1-on-2, but he knew that he had both defenders in retreat mode, and he just attacked the rim right there. I thought he got the shot up before the foul. Regardless, still draws the foul on Gonzalez. Or actually, they're going to call it on I think they're going to call it on Unruh. It looked like Gonzalez.
I think I saw a 2 and a 2.
There we go. Scoreboard's now with us.
Yep. How insane is it to think, as we sit here watching a basketball game, that 1 week ago,
yes,
Southeast was in Hutch playing football and winning.
We had multiple layers on. They weren't even playing this sport. Yeah, it's crazy to think about.
48-29. Just inside 6 minutes, and now a foul will be called on Carter Gonzalez as he was coming from behind that time against Tanner Schrader. Just kind of got around on that arm and poked the ball away. The baseline official thought that was too much. So Carter Gonzalez will get his second foul. 5:58 left to go. Owen Bailey, quick release, catch and shoot, got knocked down along the sideline. And now a rebound that goes out of bounds off of Schroeder for Southeast of Saline. Hesston will have it.
Yeah, the Schroeder-Gonzalez matchup is fun to watch. 2 undersized post players who could probably play the guards, but with their offense, with the teams that they play for, they're asked to do different roles, and they both battle. I've been impressed with Schroeder, just down there fighting. Again, undersized against some absolute hammers from Hesston. Just put up the fight.
5:52 left to go here in the fourth quarter. 48-29, Hesston with the lead and the basketball. Gonzalez has it between the rings. He'll drive off to the left, now shovel it off to Gavin Larson. He'll get it back inside to Kason Landis, who has checked into the game. Now a steal by Southeast. Up the floor to Jacobson. Jacobson takes one bounce, and he's fouled by Carter Gonzalez. It is his third. Free throws coming up for Gannon Jacobson, his second trip to the line here in this game.
Yeah, really tough catch from Jacobson. Nice pass from Bailey. Had to go through a lot of hands right there. Jacobson catches, kind of collects his body, a lot of contact to the free throw line for 2.
First free throw on the way. Gannon misses that one. Second one coming up. 48-29. Hesston leading Southeast. 5.5 minutes left to go. Jacobson's second free throw swishes through. 7 points now for Gannon Jacobson. Is 3 of 4 from the free throw line. A little full court pressure once again here by Southeast of Saline. Hesston handles it. They're going to attack the right-hand side of the lane. Now Southeast gets back nice on defense, but a drive on the secondary break by Ty Unruh is going to get that score. I think Unruh is maybe the machine for this. Did I take your thought there? Because, man, you got the great big guys, 6'5", 6'6", but, man, he is kind of the everything, right?
And I think we've done this enough that we start seeing how guys play and how they compose themselves. And we see right there an offensive foul from Gebhardt and a legal screen going the other way. His composure, like it doesn't matter if he makes a shot or misses a shot or hits a 3 or drops a nasty dime. That composure is the exact same. Only a junior, but you're exactly right. He's the one that facilitates. He knows where to get the basketball at the right times. Will take those opportune shots and drives to the bucket so well.
There's a ball that is slapped out of bounds by Gannon Jacobson along the baseline. It will stay with Hesston inside 5 minutes left to go. Slaughter's a chance here to run some baseline offense. Lob pass up high. Go to Bartell. Now he's going to play it to the back side here to Gavin Larson. Larson back to Bartell. He moves from the top of the key inside. Step through move, and he scores. Drew Bartell with 11. Excuse me, he has 13. 7 in the first quarter. Got off to a good start. 4:24 left to go. Jacobson with it, left wing. Go ahead.
And both their bigs have been relatively quiet in the second half. They just made such a splash in that first half. The game kind of changed from there. Kind of the guards have taken over from that point.
And there will be teams that you have to deal with this with Southeast of Saline, right? Jacobson will unleash a 3. That's no good. You look down the road, I mean, Abilene is always big. I'm not sure about their squad this year. I haven't done that much checking yet. But you look to Beloit. You know they're going to have 6'5", 6'6" that they put out on the floor. They're going to have Brody Litton. They're going to have Eli Johnson. They're going to have guys out there that are able to do that type of work. They lose Beisner, but they still have 2 more that are that tall. It's insane, yeah.
Well, and you see, you kind of, if you're watching, you might be wondering, like, if you're, a fan of college games, like, why am I, the starter still out there? Why is a lot of people? You got to get this condition. Bailey buries another 3 because you got to get these guys playing together. Like, again, they have not practiced together virtually at all. All right, so every time they're on the court together, they're learning about each other.
Yeah, you heard Francis Flax. Maybe you heard at halftime of the girls' game when we were talking to him. And I just asked him about the transition between football now and basketball. And he said he had practice on Sunday, but he made it optional for those football guys. He said some did, some wanted to, but they just couldn't. Grady Gebhardt was one that said, man, he couldn't even move his head around. His neck was so sore from the football game 2 days earlier. And you got to have that grace period. And we've seen Southeast get up to some really just kind of below average starts in basketball on the guys' side the last few years. But then you get that holiday break, you get a chance to get some food, you get a chance to take a few naps, and just kind of recover and give that body the time that it needs. And then all of a sudden, after the first of the year, the Trojans are back and running again.
Yeah, and it's definitely something I think every school wishes they had that problem.
Yeah.
Because you see it. They come on strong in the second half as the first free throws missed by Friesen. And, I think, again, we talked about at the onset, like, this is something that, this is a 5 or 7 matchup. These are teams that are both going to do big things. The second free throw's missed. They're going to do big things in the postseason. Right now is not a reflection of how these teams are going to look late February, early March.
Let me ask you this. With the new format where the regular season got cut short a little bit early, not by games but by dates, because now you're playing games at host sites and you're spreading them out a little bit further. So you have more time there at the end of February for postseason play to get sub-state in. Well, now you are going to have the ability, I understand, starting next season to add 3 more regular season games and go from 20 to 23. How does that work?
Well, I think it works for some teams very well. But I think if you're a team that continues to make football runs, you have to kind of take that into account. As you see, Gebhardt missed a 3 right there. But I think that's something you have to take into account as your whole school. Like, you can't start loading up games and giving yourself more games. I mean, I know I've heard Coach Flax and Coach Shauna Smith talk about it all the time, like, where do you fit these games in? You then have to deal with weather concerns every once in a while. Doesn't matter when we go to Republic County, it'll never be good weather. Like, you always have to take those things into effect, and if all of a sudden a league game gets canceled, what takes precedence as you move forward? Just so many things. Do we want to see them play more? Of course. You want to give these, student athletes as many opportunities as they can to play the games they work so hard on. But, man, I don't know. There's going to have to be more preseason tournaments, I suppose, and that puts more stress on administration. And then you're also dealing with the football side of it. So many factors. It's easy to sit back and look at it when you start dissecting the numbers. I don't know how it happens.
Yeah, and the same is true with the spring sports, with softball and baseball. You can add more games there as well. And I don't know. I mean, do you start football season a week or 2 earlier? You always talk about the heat. Well, I mean, you look at Kansas. Our first couple of weeks of the season this year weren't bad. It was like weeks 4, 5, and 6 that we got warm. I mean, our hottest game, I think, was probably week 4, if I remember right, this year. So you can't ever predict the weather in Kansas, and I don't know. It's tough. I don't know that more games is necessarily better.
And everybody wants to do it for the right reasons, just to give these student athletes more opportunities. But, yeah, at some point, everybody forgets that you have to find workers for these. You're asking a lot of times your teachers to put in more time. I don't know. There's no right or wrong answer. We're just going to be along for the ride regardless.
Yep, count me in. 52-33 our score here. Bailey will fire a top of the circle 3. This ball goes out of bounds off of Hesston. with 1:45 left to go. Tiernan Batacic will inbound here. Carter Gonzalez just got a technical. Coach Roth asking why, wanting to know what he can do.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's genuinely confused. A lot of times when we see a technical foul, there's somebody says, it looks like right there we got the official going over and they're talking about it, and it seems like both of them are having a good conversation about it, as opposed to, that's what you love to see. You love to see.
Yep, and they pounded out. Little knuckles action there.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kyle Larson.
I love that, by the way.
Yes, Kyle Larson, the official right there. He's that type of guy that if he makes a call and he makes a controversial call, he's going to tell you why. And you're exactly right. They had that conversation, and that was very good to see. It was very nice of both of them to kind of hash that out.
The feeling between players and officials, and regardless of who has those feelings, it could be mutual.
There we go.
Gannon Jacobson hits a three. It could be sometimes the players. Sometimes it's the officials. That we're here to not get along and be enemies just ruins it for everybody. I mean, what I just saw right there from Kyle Larson was awesome. Explain it. Be better moving forward. Take this and have it as knowledge. Here's a drive by Kaysen Landis for 2. 1:17 left to go. Here's Tiernan Batacic on the left wing. He'll kick it out now to Owen Bailey. Bailey wants to drive. Little teardrop off the window. Tyler, he finished that with the left hand.
He did. Look at right there, Batacic diving into the stands and making a play right there. Again, the score, throw it out. This is time that you're on the court. This is way better than practicing against each other. You know, we see some subs from Southeast Saline, Bailey and Jacobson both coming off the floor. See Heinrich and Kerr entering the game. Go. Like, this is the time. Go play. Go have fun. Get that gel, get that cohesiveness. Let's see what happens. Gain a little bit of confidence.
Inside of a minute left to go. Then we'll turn the page here pretty quickly. Will be a Tuesday game in Abilene for Southeast of Saline. Also a big week next week in Dixon County for Chapman and Sacred Heart as the Irish Classic gets fired up next week. We'll have all those games from the Irish Classic involving Chapman and also Sacred Heart for you on SalinaPost.com. So it'll be a busy, busy week with that firing off next week. And, of course, Southeast will have a game here at home once again on Friday against Beloit as they have their first league game.
Well, how nice is it having that Tuesday game? I mean, you always want to get as many games before Christmas. We talk about the weather, blah, blah, blah. But after the two performances that Southeast had tonight, no one's disappointed in these performances, but no one's happy. You want to get right back on the floor. And, again, there's no cupcake. It's Abilene. Yep. I mean, it's a regional rival. It's a 4A team that's capable of doing massive things year in and year out. It's fun to get back on the court against them.
Last 10 seconds of the game, 54-38. Hesston looks like they're going to run it out and get off to a 1-0 start. The Swathers win it here at the Purple Palace as they come in and they take the first meeting of the season. And I say that because traditionally we have seen these teams meet again in the postseason. We may see them meet again in this postseason as well. 54-38, the final score. When we come back, we'll have final numbers for you. We'll also have a Vernon Jewelers Gym of the Game in postgame. That starts. It's brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers. Also comments from head coach Francis Flax. It's all coming up when we come back. Swathers with a victory here over Southeast of Saline, 54-38 on KINA.
When it rains, it pours, so it's important for you to get coverage that meets your needs. The team at Kniper Agency with Farmers Insurance can help you understand your options so you can prepare for what the forecast brings. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. Learn more by calling Stephanie, Morgan, or Tiffany at the Kniper Agency at 825-8419 to find out how they can help you protect the things that matter most to you.
We are farmers.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Whether on the field, court, or operating room, experience matters. A coach loves an experienced team, just like a patient values an experienced doctor. Salina Ortho has ABOS board-certified physicians.